Now you can watch or listen to Rams football on MyWinnersRadio.com. Rams football is powered by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Rams football is also sponsored by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar. Alan Wiggers, your shelter insurance agent. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Red Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Heartland Accounting. Bean Insurance. Central Christian Church. And People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams football. The Red Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good evening from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium tonight. The Mount Vernon Rams 0-2 look to correct the wrongs of their season against the Triad Knights. Chris Hugo alongside Danny Czerwinski. And Danny, tonight it's a game of that could be many firsts. One, a win for the Mount Vernon Rams. I should say a night of many firsts. The Rams looking for their first win. The Benton Rangers and Pinckneyville Panthers meet up 2-0 apiece. You have the Centralia Orphans looking to go 3-0 for the first time since 1974. So it could be a night of firsts for many. But here on the Red Lake College pregame show, obviously our duty is to tell you about the Mount Vernon Rams and the Triad Knights. And the Triad Knights are just one of those teams that haven't really had the Rams number, but had their number last year. 8-2 overall, I believe, is the series record between these two teams. But Paul Bassler in his 14th year, a very experienced head coach. And again, they bring the option to the King City.
Well, the option comes, and it's the running game. The weather today with this misty rain that we've been having all afternoon here in Jefferson County will affect most teams tonight if it's around the area that like the pass to football. However, these two teams, mainly running teams, so you won't see much of the passing way. Let's see running backs having to hold on to the football. Mount Vernon, of course, comes in this game 0-2. Triad comes in this game with a record of 1-1, and they have a big win last week over Collinsville on the road. Collinsville, bigger school, almost 8A. Again, you look last week, Mount Vernon played Mascoutah, a team picked to finish last in the Mississippi Valley. This week, they played Triad, a team picked to finish first in the Mississippi Valley Conference.
Well, it's certainly often a tough Mississippi Valley Conference, but a lot of times nothing compared to the South 7. We have plenty more to talk about here on your Red Lake College pregame show. At Red Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Red Lake College, it's time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, plenty more to talk about. Triad Knights, Mount Vernon Rams from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Save some green with a free checking account from People's National Bank. Free checking account from People's National Bank comes with a free Visa check card, free online banking, free bill pay, and unlimited check writing. Save time, stamps, and the hassle with a free checking account from People's National Bank. Stop by either of our two locations in Mount Vernon today for details on how you can make your money bloom with a free checking account from People's National Bank.
People's National Bank, member FDIC, Visa check card, and bill pay, non-user fees may apply.
Yes, you can. You can get a car for your teenager today at Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Second Chance Auto has a terrific selection of good, clean, dependable vehicles. Perfect for your teen to drive to school, from economical models to trucks and SUVs. Second Chance Auto has just what you're looking for. They're family-owned and operated, and they've been helping families like yours for over 32 years. Yes, you can get the best for your son or daughter. Call 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. Or stop in at Highway 142 East in Mount Vernon. Yes, you can at Second Chance Auto. Back to Rams football, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium for your Rams pregame, brought to you by Red Lake College. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside the Mount Vernon Rams 0-2. Welcome to Triad Knights, who had an impressive win, as Danny said, last week, 27-14 over Collinsville. They are 1-1 on the year. Mount Vernon Rams looking to send them, both teams out of here, rather, with the identical record of 1-2. And Danny, it's a big game here tonight, obviously, because you don't want to start the season 0-3. Rams have had some success starting 0-2 the past 5 seasons, making the playoff 40% of the time. Looking to make that 50% going 3 of 6. But it's a big game here tonight against Triad, as aforementioned, because it's an option team. We haven't really seen much of the option this year, seen quite a bit of the shotgun. But you roll out that option, and a quarterback like Tyler Kane, if he can put some mobility behind him, could be a long night for the Rams.
Tyler Kane's rushed 19 times, 295 yards, averaging 15 yards a carry. And if he doesn't keep it and hands it off, Trevor Medved comes in at 10 yards a carry. Also, Cole Stein comes in at 4 yards a carry. Those are the big three. Medved leads away with 3 touchdowns, Kane with 2, and Stein with 1. The whole key in this is they're going to leave the defensive end unblocked, one side or the other for Mount Vernon, and it'll be important for Mount Vernon to stay disciplined, especially in the linebacking core, because they're going to leave it unblocked, and you're going to come down. If you come to the fullback, they're going to keep with the quarterback. If you stay out wide, they're going to give it to the fullback and guard him inside. So the linebackers can't bite on fakes or anything like that. It has to be a very disciplined night defensively for the Mount Vernon Rams against this option.
Of course, they could use some more fans here in attendance. Obviously, with the rain and colder weather forecasted for this evening, that's going to keep some fans away. We hope you're listening, of course, on the radio at WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com, where you can watch the action in stunning, high-quality streaming video. However, you can be a part of the loud crowd and cheer on the Mount Vernon Rams football team this season. The MVTHS Future Business Leaders of America chapter is selling awesome custom-designed bright orange loud crowd T-shirts. And, of course, if you're one of the first 300 people to purchase a T-shirt, you will receive an imprinted Mount Vernon Rams cowbell. As we all know, we need more cowbell. Let's bring some noise to the boys and let them know that we are there to support them. The first official loud crowd game will be September 23rd against the Marion Wildcats. Wear your shirt, ring your cowbell for the rest of the games this season. FBLA will be selling short sleeve T-shirts, small to extra large, tonight here at this home game, of course. And if you want a T-shirt or a long sleeve T-shirt or hoodie, of course, that's a T-shirt larger than extra large. Contact Ms. Hayes at the high school, 246-5617. That's Ms. Hayes at 246-5617. So be loud this season. This is the third of 6 home games. 3 after tonight remain against Marion on September 23rd, Carbondale on September the 30th, and, of course, the final home game of the season against the Mount Carmel Golden Aces way down the road in October. Danny Czerwinski alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Triad Knights, Mount Vernon Rams doing battle here this evening. And Danny, I just can't reiterate enough how important this matchup is for the Rams. But to get a victory tonight, they're going to have to overcome a lot of injuries in the backfield.
Yeah, Nico Melendez and Blake Strickland both not suited up tonight for Mount Vernon, just to name a couple of players. Also, you look at the fact you got to shake off. It's kind of a different feeling here in Week 3 than it was in Week 2. After Week 1's loss in 40-36 to Miller Career Academy, you kind of felt pretty good about things. You thought, hey, come into this game, get things done. Then last week, a very disappointing loss here at home to Mascoutah, a game that a lot of people felt like the Mount Vernon should have won. 7 turnovers later, and Mount Vernon didn't win the game. And unfortunately for the Rams, they made a valiant effort at the end, just wasn't enough, came up short. Now you're 0-2, and looking at the fact you're going to have to win 5 out of 7 games the rest of the way. You don't want to lose this one and have to win 6 out of 6 to get in, or 5 out of 6 to get in. This is an important game. And again, Mount Vernon's had success over the recent years against Triad. Last year was a loss. So Triad's not going to come in here very scared or very intimidated. They're going to come in here ready to go, and Mount Vernon has to match that level.
Of course, last week the weather was a factor. Temperatures and heat indices near 100 degrees. Tonight, that's not going to be the case. Your forecasted kickoff temperature will be about 63 degrees with winds out of the west-southwest at about 3 miles per hour. The 50% chance of precipitation remains till the wee hours, and you have to wonder if the wetness will be a factor. Obviously, with the option for Triad, they're going to be well-versed for any type of precipitous weather. But if you're the Rams, you do depend some on the pass, maybe working out a play action. That could be a factor for you, not only early but late.
Well, I think the big factor tonight is just rained and misted enough all day to wetten everything down. Walking on the field about an hour or so ago, the field's in pretty good shape. I mean, we are in the 3rd week. There's not been a lot of, obviously, rainy, muddy weather. We all know that with the lack of rain that we've had recently, so there's not a lot of that going on. The field has a nice layer of moisture on it. Now, the problem will be probably not in the running game. Both teams like to run the football. Probably won't be there. Running backs have to hold on the football. The key will be, like you said, when you pass the football, there'll be other teams in the area tonight that don't like this weather, that have to deal with wet footballs all evening, won't be conducive to what they like to do. But these two teams like to run the ball. It's basically just a matter of running backs hanging on to the footballs they normally would in dry weather.
Exactly. And, of course, a lot of games going on tonight. We'll keep an eye on most of them, courtesy of your scoreboard updates. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Follow us on Facebook at WMIX Sports. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll have your scores, keep you updated here tonight, courtesy of Tony Wilt and State Farm Insurance. Plenty more coming up here on the Red Lake College pregame show. But first, let us tell you that Red Lake College offers over 100 degree and certificate programs for thousands less. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. That said, we're going to go ahead and keep it here for now because we know the national anthem is forthcoming here in just a bit. And let's take a look at some of the games we hope to have score updates from here in Week 3. Danny, I know as you have a pretty comprehensive list.
Well, Week 3 is loaded up. I mean, this will be the last week for the South 7 River to River to play non-conference games, and everybody around here will be in the conference mode. The South 7 teams tonight: Mascouta's at Althoff, Cahokia at St. Louis Carnahan, Waterloo at Carbondale. That's a very interesting matchup as far as Waterloo and Carbondale are concerned. Centralia going for 3-0 at Highland 0-2. Of course, Highland's opened up with DuQuoin and Marion. That's a tough way to start. Marion is at Harrisburg, a battle of Route 13. That's one of the last 2 times those 2 teams will meet in Week 3. In the River to River tonight, the big matchup, Pinckneyville at Benton, the battle of undefeateds. Herod at DuQuoin as the Indians open up the turf at Van Meter Field. Massac County at Anna Jonesboro. Sparta is at Murfreesboro, battle of the winless. Frankfort is at Nashville, another battle of the winless, and Oblong will be at Carterville tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon as Carterville is 0-2 for the first time since at least 1996, maybe even further back. Black Diamond Conference tonight, Carmi is at Chester. Not sure when they had to leave, maybe Tuesday to get from Carmi to Chester. CZR is at Johnston City tonight. Alvarado Trico is at El Dorado in the potato, tomato pronunciation game. Vienna is at Fairfield over here east on Route 15, and Cesarville Waltonville Woodlawn is at Hamilton County tonight, and that will wrap up all the games of area interest in the 3 conferences we like to follow.
And we certainly hope to have updates from many of those games to bring you tonight, right here on our broadcast. Thank you for tuning in on WMIX. You're online, we hope, as well at mywithersradio.com, watching this action on a rainy Friday night here in the King City. Again, forecasted kickoff temperature will be about 63 degrees, and again, that 50% chance of precipitation, easy for me to say.
Rain.
Well, yeah, exactly. Precipitous weather is what we have here. And, of course, that will remain with us through the wee hours. Of course, we will have the national anthem coming up as we honor America from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. We will go ahead and pause. This is the Rend Lake College pregame show on WMIX.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sometimes life goes by so quickly we don't stop and reflect on how important friendships are in our lives. At Community First Bank, we believe that creating relationships and friendships helps us in becoming the type of bank you need. Whether you're looking for personal banking needs for your farm operation, or to assist with your business needs, Community First is ready to help you. Stop by and let us help you, just like friends do. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to bone and joint care, only one name should come to mind: the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Your fellowship-trained physician's first priority is specialized orthopedic care, ranging from total joint replacement and spine surgery to shoulder surgery and sports medicine. Our surgeons provide a wide range of specialized treatments that are unparalleled anywhere in Southern Illinois. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon and St. Mary's Good Samaritans in campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
Hi, Roy Schmidt at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler. With a shortage of new cars and trucks, all the headlines in the automobile world have been saying good used cars and trucks are hard to find. Well, let me tell you that at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler, we currently have approximately 200 quality used vehicles ready for immediate delivery. We take real pride in having top-notch, clean, and ready-for-sale vehicles for you, our valued customer. We do a 30-point inspection on every vehicle we have and have always stayed with the policy that if there is a problem with a vehicle you purchased from Ford Square, King City, we will make it right. We have no shortages of quality cars and trucks at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler. Come visit us today and see for yourself at 1501 and 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams at WMIX.
And we're back at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside is the Mount Vernon Rams, and welcome the Triad Knights in a non-conference battle. Final non-conference battle before we head into conference play at Althoff. That game will actually be at Belleville East High School due to the renovations at the Lindenwood Stadium where the Crusaders normally play. So that game will be same time Friday night. It'll be at Belleville East High School, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:40 pregame. Same Rams multimedia locations, mywithersradio.com, and, of course, on your radio at AM 940 WMIX. This is your Rend Lake College pregame show. At Rend Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, It's time. Of course, we will have your Central Christian Church starting lineups forthcoming here before the start is. Actually, we'll take care of that more than likely as we get to the point of after the kickoff. The Rams will receive. They lost the coin toss. Triad chose to defer, and as a result, the Rams gladly accepted the kickoff this time after deferring last week and seeing how that worked out. Danny Czerwinski is alongside. I am Chris Hugo here on the RLC pregame, and Danny, we kind of talked about the weather and what influence that may have. We kind of talked about the injuries to the backfield and what influence that may have. But really, it's just going to be up to the Rams to try to get momentum on their side early, and I think that has to be one of the keys to the game.
Well, one is nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Triad doesn't care if you're 0-2, 2-0, 1-1, whatever the case may be. They're going to be here to win a game. And right now, Mount Vernon has to suck it up a little bit. You can't sit here and wonder who's not playing, who is, and who's not wherever. You got to come out and play with who you have, and you got to come out and get going. I mean, you got to make some things happen yourself, and it's the case of last week was one that a lot of people felt Mount Vernon kicked away. And again, you got to put it behind you and move on. And again, you're taking a team that's picked to win the Mississippi Valley Conference this year on your home field. You've had success against them in the past. It's time to do something. And maybe tonight with some guys out, some other guys might step up and show Coach Shaner and staff, hey, look at me, I can do something here.
Well, it's kind of scary to think the Rams are just 9 points away combined from being 2-0. As opposed to 0-2. And, of course, it was too little too late last week against Mascoutah as they came up short. Had a little bit of clock mismanagement towards the end of the game. Fell 19-16 to the Indians, who many thought would be an 0-9 team this year. But the Indians showed the Rams something here this past week. And now it's Mississippi Valley all over again with the Triad Knights.
Well, it is. And the Mississippi Valley, of course, in me, is a good fit for the South 7 to be playing. And unfortunately, a couple of years, that may not be the case. And this is a matchup that these schools play each other in several sports based on size and location. And for Mount Vernon, you got to come out and I think enforce your will on Triad. Triad's more built in the mode of look like a 4A school. Mount Vernon, a bigger school, bigger kids, and stronger kids probably need to probably run that football. And again, I would expect Mount Vernon Knights and them to be successful. One of the things they're going to have to do, we're going to have to see 8, 9, 10 play drives going 7, 8, 9 minutes to score, to get points. And that's what Mount Vernon's going to have to do to keep Triad from the ball, because if Triad gets it, basically the same thing. They're going to run their option. They're going to try to ride the clock down, and they're going to try to make it as quick a game as possible with their running game.
Exactly. We need to take a quick break. We'll do that here. This is the Red Lake College pregame show on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people, what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
What happens when you add a new voice and more coaches' interviews to the Saturday Sports Show? You get 2 hours of talk you can't afford to miss. If you really want to stay up to date, you'll reserve a preset for AM 940 this Saturday, immediately following the 8 o'clock news. Beware, other sports shows are just talk. The new Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and MyWintersRadio.com, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Does this sound familiar? I can't stand this job. I just wish I had time to go back to school, but with work and family.
I know. I just enrolled in Rend Lake College's evening cosmetology program. They have evening classes that will even fit into your busy schedule. You can even graduate in less than 2 years. Classes are convenient to get to, and they're in Studio RLC in Mount Vernon. They even offer financial aid.
What's it like? I've been out of school so long.
It's not your typical take notes. Listen to a lecture program. We will learn the latest styles and trends in cosmetology, and it looks like we'll have fun doing it. We'll be out on the salon floor getting hands-on experience and getting to know all kinds of people. By the time we're done, we'll be ready to jump into a new career and love our job. For once.
Okay, how do I sign up?
I called 618-242-8459, but you can also check out their website at rlc.edu/Studio RLC or stop by the RLC Marketplace in Mount Vernon.
This is Rams football on WMIX, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium on WMIX, online at MyWintersRadio.com. The Rams will receive to start off this non-conference matchup against the Triad Knights. Of course, the Knights will be dressed in their away whites tonight, with red numerals trimmed in black, black pants, red socks, and black helmets, while the Rams are dressed in their home black, something that we've seen all season with all 3 games thus far coming at home, with white numerals and solid black helmets. Rams will be going left to right here in the first quarter. The Knights will be going right to left. Handling the kickoff duties for Triad will be Troy Wiesemeyer, a 5'7", 170-pound senior. While back to receive for the Rams, looks like Derek Hunter will be set deep. He stands about the 5-yard line. Jacoby Marshall and Travis Mitchell back there as well, in addition to Dominique Gardner. So quite the bevy of Rams back there to receive. Gardner wants it about the 18. He'll take it away from Mitchell. Comes up the near side at the 20. 25, shy of the 30, brought down 29. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 29-yard line to get things started. It's the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon, with video streaming on mywithersradio.com, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
That's who we are. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside for Rams football, as the Rams get set for their first play from scrimmage. 11:53 to go in the first. No score, obviously, as the Ram return went all of about 12 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30, my mistake. And under center will be Clayton Reeves with a different look in the backfield. Dominique Gardner, one of the men getting a start. Got to the starting lineups. Get to that in just a moment as Mitchell was in motion. Looked like quarterback keeper for Reeves, and after Clayton Reeves gets maybe a couple to bring up 2nd and 8, why don't we go ahead and meet those starters, courtesy of Central Christian Church.
Your starters tonight, Clayton Reeves is your quarterback. Also on offense, Travis Mitchell, Pat Bradford, Dominique Gardner, Leonta Badger, and Jaron Lydell. On the line, it'll be Caleb Jones, Corey Gibson, Craig Vichy, Justin Armstrong, and Dan Morrison on the offense for the Mount Vernon Rams.
All right, in the backfield, Travis Mitchell, Dominique Gardner, and Jaron Lydell. Split left, it's Pat Bradford. Split to the right, Leonta Badger. Under center, it's Clayton Reeves. In motion, it's Mitchell. It's a handoff to Gardner. Comes near side at about the 40. Went past the near hash. 40 was first down yardage. He got past it maybe to the 41. Gain of 7. Brings up 1st and down from the Ram 41 as the clock will roll with 11:10 left to go here in the first. First possession for the Rams. We're still scoreless.
Well, it seems to me, Chris, the first plays, Mount Vernon has found something on film to run right up the middle and right up where the defense isn't for Triad. I mean, they're running up the middle and finding some spots in this defense you shouldn't find this early in the ball game. And film study this week has obviously been pretty good for the Rams so far. Quick first down.
Same personnel out there for the Ram offense. Bradford at the left, split right, of course, Leonta Badger. Same foes in the backfield. Double wing set here under center. It is Clayton Reeves. Man in motion again will be Mitchell. They're rolling the pass this time. It's a quick one to Leonta Badger near side, about the 45-46. Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 10:35 mark of this first quarter. Yikes. If you're the Triad defense, it's about all you can say if you're the D coordinator right now.
And they've not allowed but about 20 points on average per game in the last few years, and already Mount Vernon's moving pretty easily here. Some positive plays on the first 3 from scrimmage.
That's exactly what they want if you're the Mount Vernon Rams. Load up that right side now. Split left still Pat Bradford. Here we go with Reeves under center. Man in motion, Mitchell again. They're doing that frequently, and we have a flag on the play. It'll be against the Rams. They're going to back up 5.
Well, it took Carmi few days to get to Chester, tongue-in-cheek we mentioned, but on the first play from scrimmage, they have a 60-yard touchdown pass, so they drive to Chester and score a touchdown. The drive was 1 yard longer than the pass of 60 yards.
So it really wasn't that much misery getting off of the bus. Just all right.
Just had to get there.
So that scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt. Plenty more of those coming up throughout the ball game here on WMIX and online, as we said, at mywithersradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at 94sports and like us on Facebook at WMIX Sports. Reeves under center. It is 2nd and 10 from the 41, the original line of scrimmage. Lydell in motion this time. Quarterback keeper for Reeves. Busts up the gut for about 3. Should bring up 3rd and 7 from the 44. So great job there by the Rams to kind of make something out of what looked like it was going to be nothing. I'm sure it wasn't designed to be that way, obviously, but still made something happen. Now on a crucial 3rd down here, we don't want to be stuffed 3 and out, even though you had halfway to a first down, 2nd and 5 before your penalty pushed you back 2nd and 10. But Rams need to make something here on this third down. 9:14 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Rams and Knights. Rams with the first possession of the game. 3rd and 7, their own 44-yard line. Split left and right, same personnel. Left Bradford, right Badger. It's going to be a quick throw to Badger. Thrown behind him. Reached out with his rear hand to try to corral it. And it's off of it. It'll be 4th and 7. So just like that, all for naught, as things did not work out this time for the Rams after that penalty.
Yeah, the penalty was really a drive staller, man in motion early, actually 2 men in motion, cost Mount Vernon, and that cost him 5 yards, and that 5 yards prevents it from being about 4th and 1, makes it about 4th and 6, and the Rams will have to punt.
So Bradford's on to punt. Wiesemeyer is one of the Knights back to receive, as is Trevor Medved. They're near the hashes at about the 20, ready to get it. Medved says let it go, and Jacoby Marshall will give it a chase all the way down to about the 7-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 7 on a heck of a punt by Pat Bradford.
I will say this, hopefully the Mount Vernon staff saw what I saw, in the fact that as soon as that punt went back, a lot of white jerseys turned around and started going back to set up the return, and the punter still had the football. Something that you may see later in the game, if they turned around so quickly on the punt, is Mount Vernon getting that punt and the punter stalling a little bit and running with it for a possible first down. That is there on that particular play.
There you go. We'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 from the 8, my mistake, and it'll be Knight football. Their first possession of the game at the 8:45 mark of this first quarter. Scoreless as the Rams stalled after the penalty on 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line. Ready to go. Under center is Tyler Kane. Let's see some of that option. Man in motion was Medved. Kane keeps it on the ground. There's a feign handoff to Medved, and then Kane took it maybe a couple to bring up 2nd and 8 from about the 10. So 8:35 mark here the first quarter. It's going to be actually 2nd and 7. They're going to give him a generous gain of 3. And the Rams defense going to have to hold up here.
Well, they drove too far not to get a generous spot here and there. As Caesar Brutus has walked in.
That too, Brute. 8:14 to play, opening quarter. No score, Rams and Knights. Under center, it's Kane. Split left and right. Man in motion. Looked like that he was stuffed on that one. Kane might have fumbled the football. Did the Rams recover?
I'll tell you what, that ball was on the ground. And again, what the option will do for Triad, and Mount Vernon does have the ball on the fumble. And again, that's going to be an issue, Chris, because the quarterback's handling the wet football. He likes to drop it in the belly of the running back and look it over and then try to pull it back out. And if that pigskin's wet, it's going to be hard to handle the football. And Triad turns it over right there on the fumble. And Mount Vernon, a prime opportunity deep in Triad territory. Actually, 1st and goal to go from the 9.
1st and goal at the 8:02 mark of the first on the turnover by the Knights. Fumble by the quarterback, Tyler Kane. And so the Rams, after stalling there, it turned out the deep punt ended up being the best thing that could happen to them, forcing the turnover. So they get the takeaway early on and a chance to break this scoreless tie 4 minutes into the ballgame. First quarter action. Glad to have you with us on WMIX. Watching online at mywithersradio.com with Reeves under center. Mitchell in motion. Looks to the right. Reeves. Nobody there. Pulled down at about the 19. Loss of 10. It's a sack. And a great play there by the Knights defense to break through and make something happen.
Yeah, that was not good. That was one of those deals where Mount Vernon was going to try to catch Triad with their heads down a little bit, and Triad was not having any of it. Again, a very good defense in recent years. Reeves rolled out to his right. Actually, Triad brought a couple of linebackers through, one untouched, one on a blitz, and Reeves was caught sacked, and that's one of those things you can't do. He needed to throw that somewhere just so he wouldn't lose the yardage.
That brings up 2nd and goal from the 19 after that 10-yard loss. 7:25 to play in the first, and the Rams will load up on the right, split Bradford left, and now stick Mitchell in motion. It's a handoff to Lydell right up the gut, stays along the hash down at about the 14-yard line. They get 5 yards back. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 14.
Well, you're in 2-down territory here, obviously. Need something to roll here and go.
So worst case scenario with the leg of Joel Duncan, perhaps you could look at 3 points if nothing happens here.
And looking over the games, Chris, in recent memory, I mean, 21 points, 13 last year, 3-7. Relatively close games, speaking between the two in this series, dating back to 2000.
Exactly. I can only think of one that wasn't really that close, and I'd love to forget it. 0-4. Man in motion is Mitchell, looking towards his right. It's going to be a deep fade, and pushing off was Leonte Badger. He pushed off clearly, and it falls incomplete. Thrown too deep. It'll be fourth and goal from the 13-yard line.
Couldn't have been a penalty in NFL because that was over his head, no way to catch. In high school, that is not the case. It's either pass interference or not. Just a good little bump and run between corner and wide receiver. Fourth down, and we're going to get a field goal attempt here.
That we will. And, of course, Joel Duncan is on to attempt. There to hold is Clayton Reeves.
30-yarder? Yep.
Thereabout. Should be 7 yards for the holder.
Now we got one short. Mount Vernon play clock hasn't started. Now the referees were very kind, being at home. They didn't start the play clock, and Mount Vernon will still have that time. We're going to have a 30-yard attempt.
They're without Craig Vishy, one of the most important men there.
First field goal of the year. That happens sometimes.
It does. Reeves will hold. It was a high snap, and it's going to be a fake. Nobody there. Throws it back to Duncan. Duncan has it wide open left. Can he beat the man to the end zone? He will dive in for the touchdown. Hit the pylon. It looks like he hit the pylon, judging from my monitor here.
Yeah.
And they rule him out at the 1.
Again, the referee's over there right by that pylon. Of course, if you hit the pylon with the football, it's a touchdown. Obviously not the hope of instant replay or challenge flag, but a very close call, and Mount Vernon comes up a yard short, and we'll turn it over on downs.
Wow. We thought Duncan was going to have the touchdown, so he broke towards the left side. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. So maybe his knee was out of bounds, who knows. And the Knights will take over. 6:18 to play in the first, no score as the fake field goal was thwarted by the call of the referee.
Well, definitely field position has swayed the way of the Rams. Triad started on their own 6 in the first drive, and Triad started now at their own 1, and now what do we have going on here? Jared Shaner is running around on the field. 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11.
So we'll wait to see what is happening here. Play is frozen at the 6:18 mark after the Rams turn it over on downs. Still no score. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line for the Triad Knights.
I don't know if Coach Shaner was trying to see if it was a first down, which it wasn't because the ball was 1st and goal to go to 9.
Right.
And now you get the sideline warning. The back judge giving the shush signal.
And so
I think that's what Coach Shaner's saying is, hey, tell that guy over there the ball hit the pylon first. Make a play.
Now under center was Kane. Don't look like they got it much out of it, if anything. A gain of 1. If that. I thought he dialed his own number.
No. This is a PA guy, play-by-play guy's offensive nightmare to try to figure out where Triad's going.
Oh, exactly. I've seen the option now. This is the 5th time. And with the way Triad runs it, I've never liked it, especially with that nightmare Christian Moon. And if you're a fan of the opposition to Triad, you're glad he's gone. But I know he was a great player for the Knights. Kane back under center. They're going to stick 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Medved's in motion. It's a quick pitch right side. Intercepted for a touchdown. Dominique Gardner intercepted the pitch for a touchdown. It's a 1-yard return. It's 6-0 Rams.
Are you kidding me? Can you intercept the pitch?
Pitch
picked off.
The pitch is picked off. Of course, kick off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account.
How about that?
Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC, and that was picked by Mr. Gardner. Wow, he planted a touchdown.
Me?
I have never seen that in my life.
He pitched the ball out, and Gardner runs through and picks off the pitch before the running back. Never seen it.
My, oh my, that has got to make the end of season highlight video to be displayed at the football banquet. Hoorah. 5:32 to go in the first, 6-0 Rams, the point after coming. Not a good day for the Knights, 2nd turnover. Hoorah.
I don't know how that goes, but I'm going to put a fumble.
Yeah, because it's not a pass, so therefore it's hard pressed to be an interception. Line drive looked like it was over, but it wasn't. So it's 6-0, and I think you back Duncan up to about the 40.
He probably makes
40-yarder. He probably makes that PAT. So it's 6-0 Rams at the 5:32 mark of this opening quarter. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside here on WMIX. Glad to have you with us for what has been a heck of a game. And we never really ran down the defensive starters because of the way things went down. So why don't we go ahead and meet? the Rams defensive starters.
All right, we'll meet the Rams defensive starters. They are Travis Mitchell, Pat Bradford, Dominic Gardner, who you just heard, Leonta Badger, Michael Jefferson, Robert Greider, Jaron Lydell, Kyle Nelson, Justin Armstrong, Wyman Cantley, and Josh Brinson for the Mount Vernon Rams on defense.
Of course, discover the excitement at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Central offers exciting worship experiences packed with energy and relevant teaching, as well as awesome programming for children and youth. Check out thenewcentral.com for webcasts, service times, and more information. Wow. You want to call it a pick six, even though it was Dominique Gardner at the 1 intercepted the pitch that was intended to go right side for the running back, Trevor Medved. Took it right in for a touchdown. Rams missed the PAT, and that's your difference. 6-0 here at the 5:32 mark of the first.
You would like to see Mount Vernon continue to own the field position. You know, Triad started on their own 6 and their own 1. Let's see if we can keep that going. This pick is going to end up short at 5.
About the 5 for Medved. He's going to run towards his right, 10, 15, 20. Gets to that sideline, 30, 40 now. Still on his feet, past midfield, 45, makes a break at the 40, 30, 25 far sideline, not going to catch him, 10-5 touchdown. And just like that, we're tied at 6.
That was amazing. He took off, and again, you can see Mount Vernon was all this side toward their own sideline, and Medved turned the corner. They set the wall up to pin Mount Vernon toward their sideline, and when Medved turned that corner, there was 2 guys back there, and they couldn't touch him, and Medved goes 95 yards for the touchdown.
Yikes.
How about that?
I've been picking up the word yikes a lot
That
lately.
took 16 seconds for Triad to score.
Not bad. 5:32 when they started.
You've seen a pitch picked off in the end zone for a touchdown, and then right behind it, a 95-yard touchdown return off kickoff. Something you don't see maybe all year in high school football either
one
play.
I saw was sometime in 06. I think Dontrell Black, first kickoff of the season, returned it like 97 yards or something. If I remember right. Maybe not. Could be my memory playing tricks. Here comes the snap. The kick is up. And on the PAT, it is good. So Triad is now up 7-6 on a strange turn of events after the 95-yard kickoff return by Trevor Medved, the 5'10 junior. And wow, what a game we have. If this is an indication of how things are going to go, I think we're going to have a heck of a ball game on our hands. Score a TD with a CD. Check out Banterra's interest rates on deposit products. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. What can you really say about that?
There's nothing. I mean, you rarely see those kinds of plays in a high school season, let alone on back-to-back plays.
Just the oddness and the uniqueness of how that happened on back-to-back plays, as you just said. Stole the words right out of my mouth. Glad to have you with us on MyWithersRadio.com. You on the audio-only feed, or you watch the video feed? Of course, what comes with audio. We're not just going to stick you with video on mute. We have audio for you on MyWithersRadio.com, both audio only and with the video. Of course, right here on the radio, can't forget about terrestrial radio, what we consider to be the most important facet of our broadcast. 5:16 to go in the first, now 7-6 Triad. Back to receive for the Rams will be Derek Hunter down central to 10. On the right, between the hash and the sideline, Travis Mitchell is about the 15. Same for Jacoby Marshall, about the 15 left side. And this time we will see A.J. Weiss, the 5'11 senior, to kick. Here it comes. End over end. Tails to the right. It'll be Marshall picking it up in front of his own man at the 10. Breaks between the hashes, 25. Shy of the 25, about the 24. Just kind of rolled and steamrolled across the 20. They're going to go ahead and spot him at the 25, forward progress. We're going to be first and 10 at the 5:09 mark of the first. 5:09 to go in the first as the Rams take over. Man, some unforgettable plays here tonight, especially when you take a look at the 95-yard touchdown return on the kickoff by Trevor Medved. Rams with the football now, first and 10 from their own 25. Split left and right. Left is Bradford, right is Badgers. Same personnel in the backfield of Lydell, Gardner, and Mitchell. It's going to be a handoff to Gardner. Tried to break loose, coming left side for it off tackle, and gained maybe a yard to bring up 2nd and 9 from the 26. So didn't get quite as far as he'd hoped to get on that one, obviously, but still progress made, and at the 4:50 mark, it'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, again, at this point, you know, things have happened so fast. and one extra point miss, it could be tied. But now, you got to settle into this game. You'd like to see Mount Vernon get some running going, get some first downs, and put a drive together here.
Of course, you got to get into a groove at some point, and both teams found somewhat of a unique groove. Under center is Mitchell. They'll load up on the right, split left. It is Bradford. Man in motion was Mitchell. It's going to be a handoff to Lydell. He's trying to break near side, brought down at about the 26. And we'll see. That'll be a slight loss for Jaron Lydell. 4:15 to play in the first. 7-6 Knights on top.
Yeah, that was a case of a linebacker out there on that on that side, the left side of the Triad defense. Number 58 was out there, Josh Duncan, and he simply had a one-on-one play. He has to make that play and that responsibility. Got out there on the outside and wrapped Lydell up and threw him to the ground. If he doesn't get him down, Lydell runs for a long gain. That's a great play by a linebacker.
Reeves is under center for the Rams. They're going to bring everybody to the line with 3 in the backfield.
Mount Vernon waiting a long time here to get this play off.
Looks more like an anchor than anything else out there. And it'll be play action as Reeves rolls to his left, throws across his body, throws it way too deep. Had a man at the 45 in Ram territory, throws it to the 40 in Triad territory. Yeah. It'll bring up 4th and 10.
They had a tight end dragging across there. The wide receiver coming from the right side of the formation over the left side of the field, and they roll Reeves out to his left, so he's throwing across his body as he goes that way. And Triad had a guy chasing Reeves and also had 2 guys covering the receiver downfield, so Reeves saw that and had to throw it over the head out of bounds just so there wouldn't be an interception. And now, field position game is switched over, and Triad's going to get excellent field position here to start this drive.
7-6 your score. With 3:29 to go here in the first, Triad on top, about to get it back. Fumbled on the snap by Bradford, manages to get a kickoff, and there it'll bounce about the 45-40. It'll be down to about the 38 in Triad territory, so that could have been absolutely ugly. Bradford somehow manages to get a clean punt off, and a good one at that. That'll be 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line for the Knights with 3:18 to play with here in the first.
On a cool, wet night, that football gets back there and it gets loose in his hands and on the ground rolling around. It gets dirt on it and he picks it up and still manages to get a very good kickoff under the circumstances and puts Triad back at their own 38. That's the best field position the Knights have had in 3 drives to start offensively.
First quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium here on WMIX, presented by Banterra Bank. If you can't get to the bank during the half, don't worry. Bank in the stands with Banterra cell phone banking. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Kane is under center for the Knights. Had a man in motion, goes back the other way, and Kane dialed his own number, I thought, for gain of a couple. Oh, handed off to Schmidt, the split end who came around.
Yeah, you can watch this offense for 9 straight weeks and never be able to figure it out. And the whole key is if the running backs that don't get the ball carry out their fakes just as well.
There you have it. And that is what they call a breakdown of the option. 2:50 to play in the first. Same score, 7-6 Triad. 2nd and 8 from their own 41 for the Knights. Looking to roll. Kane under center, Medved in motion, and it is a quick handoff and a quick drag down by the Ram wall defensive line. Thought I saw Cole Stein on the carry.
And again, you have to be happy so far with the defense being very disciplined, staying in, linebackers not falling for all the trickery behind, the carrying out fakes that Triad does. Mount Vernon's done a very good job. Now, 3rd and 9 and down to Triad. No football team likes, especially runs the football. Let's see what Triad does here if they do try to pass the football.
They'll have a man split left. Looks like Schmidt. The man under center. No, Schmidt's in motion. My apologies. Quick pitch coming left side, and Badger gives chase and brings him down as Schmidt tried to break to the near sideline, pulled down to the 41, gain of 2, and that'll bring up 4th and 7.
Good play. Just a great pursuit tackle. And again, somebody has to come from the linebacker position. Secondary spot comes over and gets it. And great play. Great tackle. Ran 15 yards to get about 3, and Triad will have to punt.
That was a heck of a tackle by Leonte Badger coming out of the secondary. 7-6 your score. Rams will get the ball back with about 1:10 to go. Or a little bit less here in the first quarter. Mitchell and Hunter are back to receive at about the 31-yard line. As we await the punt from the Knights. And Wise rolls to his right, gets the kickoff. It'll be deep boomer to Mitchell. He fumbles, muffs it at about the 27, picked up by
Wow.
Derek Hunter. He actually picked it up off of the muff, and that was a great play by Hunter to be in the right place at the right time. So 56.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 7-6. Knights on top, and the Rams got a bit of a break there from a special team.
Yeah, bounced right up into the hands of the Rams players, and again, very dangerous situation, very dangerous play. However, things got taken care of.
Of course, Derek Hunter was key on that one. Of course, Dominic Gardner was key earlier on that. You don't want to call it an interception because it was a pitch, but called a fumble, which would be the technical term for it. And that put the Rams up 6-0. But then Medved went 95 yards on a kickoff return, very next play, to make it 7-6.
Oh.
And that was going to be a quick handoff into round 2. Travis Mitchell, he's brought down for a loss deep in the backfield.
Yeah.
So as we're below the 1 minute mark here, 45 seconds to go in the first quarter, that's going to pin the Rams back just a little bit more on second down and probably about 14-15. Not quite what you wanted to have happen. Tell you what, it looks like the mist has subsided slightly. Beautiful night here in the King City. Temperature is about 61 degrees.
Football night, that's for sure, better than the 100-degree heat we were battling last week.
I'd rather freeze than sweat any day in a football booth. And we'll have
timeout, Mount Vernon.
Timeout, Mount Vernon.
Fair enough. Avoid the delay of game after you already took a loss on the last play. This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon, where the best never rest. The 2012 Fusion Hybrid can get up to 41 miles per gallon highway. Talk about value. Ford Square speaks it. So 14.1 ticks to go on the first quarter clock. It's a 7-6 Triad lead. It'll be 2nd and 14 for the Rams from their own 23-yard line as they look to roll. Taking their time on the timeout.
Taking their time. I was surprised Mount Vernon called that timeout. Of course, there's only 4 seconds left on the play clock, and that was an issue at that point. And again, you hate to see that as they're running the clock down now. I guess the signal that the timeout's almost done. But again, 7-6, Mount Vernon hasn't played that bad. Just got to keep it going. Build on this and get something going.
No doubt about that. Just a 1-point game, 7-6 Knights, 14.1 seconds to go in the first if you're just joining us. The Rams had a touchdown defensively as Dominic Gardner picked a quick pitch going to the right side and marched in a yard for a defensive touchdown. It was a 95-yard kickoff return for Trevor Medved. They got Triad the touchdown. Back-to-back plays. 14.1 ticks to go here in the first before we switch sides. Reeves will be under center. Split right is Leonte Badger. Double wing set for the Rams with one tight end down. Reeves is going to roll to his right side looking for Badger near the sideline. Gets it in at the 40. He's pushed out of bounds. That's a 17-yard reception for Leonte Badger. Wow, that'll stop the clock with 7.7 seconds to go here in the first and give them a fresh set of downs to move the chains.
The weird part about this game, Chris, Triad has a 7-6 lead and they don't have a first down.
Huh. Wow. You really wouldn't think about it, but again, when you think about what all's happened to them, good grief. Couple of a fumble and whatnot for the Knights. 7.7 seconds to go in the first. Split left and right. Man in the slot left side was Lydell. It's going to be a QB keeper for Clayton Reeves. Runs into a wall. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. As we have come to the end of the first quarter, the Triad Knights 7, the Mount Vernon Rams 6. We'll come back in a bit. This is Rams football presented by Banterra Bank.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people, don't we love?
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview and Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depends on your hometown professional. Pekin Insurance.
Let's go back out to the gridiron on WMIX.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium as we head to quarter number 2. The Triad Knights with a 7-6 lead over your Mount Vernon Rams. Of course, we're looking for Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game, and a couple of contenders that we found tonight happen to be Dominique Gardner, who picked off the quick pitch right of Triad, ran it back in for a 1-yard defensive touchdown. And, of course, Leonte Badger certainly make a case. Our player of the game is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll tell you more about them after this first play from scrimmage in the second quarter. Reeves drops back, looking to pass right side, has Badger, but it's overthrown at the 30, Badger at the 20. It'll bring up 3rd and 8. Great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in, Community First Bank. Proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams, a great tradition.
You look at the stats, Triad has no first downs and 10 total yards offense. Mount Vernon has 2 first downs and 41 total yard offense, and 36 of those have come through the air. So 2 running teams have between them 15 total rushing yards, and the team in the lead doesn't have a first down.
It's going to be one of those nights.
That's why they play the game.
Triad Mount Vernon, J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. You're looking live upon it on mywithersradio.com. You're hearing us on AM 940. There was some sort of, what's it, pass interference? Late hit, maybe? While we figure it out, we'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon with video streaming on mywithersradio.com, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Triad 42 on what we can only assume will be a pass interference call. And thought it was a quick handoff to Gardner, but it came near side to Mr. Mitchell. So Travis gets 1 yard on the play after it came near side trying to get to the hash and run up. It'll be 2nd and about 9.
Mount Vernon with their 3rd first down of the evening.
Not a bad effort for the Orange and Black tonight, trying to keep things going. 11:29 remains in the first half, 7-6, practically just underway in the second quarter. 2nd and 10. They're going to say no gain for Travis Mitchell. So 2nd and 10 for the Triad 42 after the pass interference penalty goes against the Knights. See if the Rams can make a pay. Split left, Pat Bradford. They're going to bring Badger down on the right. And it's going to be a handoff to Lydell. Goes up the gut between the hashes for a gain of about 4. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Rams at the at the 38-yard line.
Remember, this drive started at the Mount Vernon 28, so plenty of time. Good drive started so far by Mount Vernon.
Of course, Rams football is presented by Banterra Bank. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Banking with local style. So double wing set, split left and right with Reeves under center here for the Rams, the 10:30 mark of this first half. Reeves is going to keep it himself, but this is a play that really hasn't worked out for him a whole lot tonight. They go with it this time. They get maybe 3 on the play to bring up what would be 4th and 4. Not sure of the perspective on that one, but we'll see what comes of it. Not even that much. I was generous on the call. Thought he went up further than what he did. Interesting one brewing down there in Franklin County, 24 miles to our south between the Benton Rangers and Pinckneyville Panthers.
70-yard pass, pick 6 for Landon LeBouy. The Rangers go up 8-0.
Of course, that scoreboard update, we'll have a comprehensive one coming up here in just a bit. 9:44 to go in the first half here. It's 7-6 Triad. Looked like a reverse there for the Rams. Lydell has first down yards. He broke up the right side. Looked like he fumbled the football as he's trying to break right sideline. It looks like the Knights have it. Well, while they sort that out, why don't we go with a scoreboard update real quick?
Yeah, that Triad has its second turnover of the game for Mount Vernon. Your scoreboard update: into 1, Carbondale leads Waterloo 7-0. Highlands and Trey are scoreless, and Marion leads Harrisburg at the end of the one 7-0. Carmi leads Chester in the first 12-0. End of 1, Johnson City leads CZR 12-0. Vian and Fairfield are tied at 8 at the end of 1. Cesar Waltonville Woodlawn leads Hamilton County 10-0. More coming up after this first play from scrimmage for Triad.
1st and 10 for the Knights after the fumble. It was a great play that came out of almost nothing. But the football fumbled, a loss, a turnover, and here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 32 for Triad. Kane under center has a man split right, split left. And now Medved in motion. That's what they do on that option. It looked like it was... Looked like they tried to go left with it. Kane kept it himself. Maybe a loss of 1. If not, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And something extracurricular is going on across the way. I don't know if that's what the call is going to be.
Of course, more on that scoreboard up there, I thought.
Well, okay, while that goes on, I left to go. Benton leads Pinckneyville 10-1, 8-0. Massac trails AJ 13-0 the first. DuQuoin leads Herring-Holmes 6-0 in the middle first. At the end of 1, Murfreesboro leads Sparta 14-0, and Frankfort leads Nashville 6-3 at the end of 1.
Scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt. For all of your insurance, financial service needs, visit your local State Farm agent Tony Wilt on 42nd Street and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. And here comes another play from scrimmage for Triad. Where did it go? Looked like it went left. I was following the action out front. They tried to break to the outside left sideline. Not for much.
Well, the problem there...
And that flag that we were talking about earlier was waved off, by the way.
Okay, yeah, and then this is the thing, is Tyler Kane took off and was actually tackled on the pile. Mount Vernon caught a break because he never really was down, but as it is, it worked out that the officials blew the play dead anyway.
So 3rd and 11 for the Knights from the 32-yard line. 8:28 to play in the first half. Triad up 1, 7-6. Kane under center. Has a man split right. And 1 split left, 1 in the slot left side. It's going to be Medved in motion. Go figure. It's a quick handoff. Not much out of it to Austin Schmidt. Maybe a gain of 1, which will bring up 4th and 10. Yikes. Winning Edge can customize just about any activewear, like a t-shirt or golf shirt for the team, organization, or just for you. Don't believe me? Visit them online at winningedgeusa.com. Quality service and fast turnaround since 1977. Winning Edge of Centralia.
Not, when I say this, knock on wood, but not real impressed with Triad here early. Their offense is not like we have heard or read about. 4th down, they'll have to punt.
It's just as baffling as we've been used to in recent years. Just unable to, I don't want to say capitalize, but unable to really run the plays like we've seen them capable of over the past few years.
And again, credit Mount Vernon defense, not letting them do much at all.
Back to receive will be Lydell and Travis Mitchell this time. Mitchell near side at about the 35. Lydell will go near the far sideline. Same distance. Running punt now, almost blocked by the Rams. It's going to come and take a Ram. Actually, it goes Triad bounce this time. Looked like it might go backwards. And it'll be down to the 35-yard line by Triad. So 1st and 10 from their own 35 with 6:54 to play in the first half. Rams trailing 7-6.
This is the kind of field position, Chris. You want to start your 35, go 65 yards, run off about 5, maybe 6 minutes, get a touchdown, go in the locker room up at half, and don't let Triad have the ball the rest of the first half. That would be the ultimate and optimum prime thing that Mount Vernon could do here.
Or some of you may be wondering, what about my scoreboard updates? We'll have plenty of them coming up for you at the half. We're moving faster than quite a few of the games out there. 7-6 is your score here. Mount Vernon trailing. 6:54 to play in the half. Split left Bradford on the right Badgers. Same personnel in the backfield for the Rams. Lydell, Mitchell, and Gardner. It's a handoff to Gardner. Was able to shake and bake there at about the 38, but finally brought down. It'll be a gain of 3 for 2nd and 7.
Tough 3-yard gain there that time for Gardner, but again, it is a 3-yard gain, and Mount Vernon moving those chains a little bit at that time.
Well, he
of course,
tried
in the game, there's only been 3 first downs.
Right, and he tried to shimmy there and just couldn't make it happen. But the exciting thing about Dominic Gardner is the fact that he is just a sophomore. Not bad. 6:30 to play in the half. 7-6 Triad. Rams have 2nd and 6 from their own 38. Plenty of time to work with here, especially still having 2 timeouts. I don't think they'll need 6 minutes if the offense gets going. Under center, it's Reeves. Left and right are the splits. Bradford and Badger, respectively. In motion, it'll be Mitchell coming near sides. Quick pass off the hands of Badger. Luckily, the secondary in the form of Marshall Smith was playing his body and not the ball. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Rams. Sometimes you'll benefit from the defensive backs playing the body and not the ball. 6:07 to go here in the first half. 7-6, Rams trailing. And now with a 3rd and mid to go here. 3rd and 6 from their own 38. And of course, Corey Gibson, the first man to the line. Center's ready to go. They're going to squeeze him in a little bit tighter this time. Reeves under center, Lydell in motion. Reeves is going to roll to his near side. Looking down for wide open Bradford. Bradford has it to 40, near side 30, 25-20. Brought down finally at the 10. Did he step out of bounds before? Did it to 14. Wow, that is what, a 48-yard completion to Pat Bradford?
Yes.
Wow, wide open, and Hans Bradford brought it in. It'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Triad 14 with 5:58 to play.
A lot of hype coming in on this machine from Triad right now. Their defense simply not able to keep up with Mount Vernon, and another first down, the 4th for Mount Vernon. The chains move.
7-6 to score. Triad on top. Rams hoping to change that here. Inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 14. We get a better look, better angle from them now. Split left, Bradford. He had that big 48-yard reception. Split to the right, Badger. Respectively, in the backfield, as Mitchell goes in motion. Also, Gardner Lydell. It's Gardner off tackle, left side. Gets in within the 10 at about the 8-yard line. Should be a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Mount Vernon right now, very physical up front. The offensive line knocking Triad back, and their speed can do nothing.
Don't get sacked. Take control of your healthcare expenses with a tax-advanced health savings account at Banterra Bank, the official voice of the Rams. Banterra Bank, banking with the local style. So make that 2nd and 5 from the 9. Split left and right. Basically same formation here as the Rams experiment with this winged offense. With Reeves under center. In motion. Instead, it's going to be a quick handoff to the man with the orange shoes, Gardner. Gets a gain of about 2 up the left side. It'll be 3rd and 3. So that's going to go down to about the 7. 3rd and 3 to go here for the Rams as we'll drop below the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Not a bad effort, though, here by the Orange and Black tonight.
No, not a bad effort at all. And considering last week Mascoutah picked not to be a very highly thought of team and Triad being first, Mount Vernon really playing very well.
Rams are going to spread things out a little bit more here. Still a wing set. 7-6 your score. They're down 1. 3rd and 3 to go. 9 on the play clock. 4:38 on the game clock here in the second. Reeves under center. Down at 3. Man in motion with 2. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. They're going to try to push him for a few. Let's see if he got first down yardage. Looked like he got to at least a 5.
The side judge across the way keeps moving further and further forward. This might be a measurement. It is awful close. They're signaling 4th, but I would suspect Mount Vernon might want a measurement.
I can't fathom they're going to get it. So nope. 4th and 1.
I was begging because the side judge from across the way was coming across, and he kept going forward as he came, just wasn't forward enough.
Clock will drop below the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. 4th and 1 on the 5-yard line for the Rams.
Do the same thing. Really?
They're going to go for the field goal. It'll be of the 20-yard variety.
Play clock running down to Mount Vernon again. The indecision early cost Mount Vernon another timeout.
This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon and King City Chrysler Center, where the best never rest. King City Chrysler Center has the all-new Dodge Durango with best-in-its-class power, towing, and driving range. The all-new Dodge Durango brought back after a short hiatus touring through Europe, as I understand. 7-6 is your score here. 3:41 remains in the first half as the Rams pause the clock. And interesting to see what they may go with here. It's just 4th and 1 from the 5, so if they fail, they bury Triad. However, if they go for a field goal, they're up 9-6 if they make it. We saw a fake field goal earlier. That didn't work out, but it should have been a 14-yard touchdown run by Joel Duncan. It was taken away. Ball hit the pylon before he ever went out of bounds from what we saw up here. The officials saw something different, but then that set up the 1-yard touchdown pickoff by Dominic Gardner. who knows what we're going to see out of the Rams.
Right.
I don't see number 80 out there, so we're going to see him go for it.
I would say 4th and a foot. I was surprised Duncan was out there anyway, and the decision has been reversed. Time to see what Mount Vernon can do here on 4th and short.
Definitely not going for a kick as Gardner throws the tee all the way across to the sideline. So 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. Rams trail 7-6. Chance to score here. Hit pay dirt. But they got to get the first down first, then worry about the touchdown. Under center, it's Reeves. Looks like he got it as Gardner will help push. Maybe a gain of 2. Should be first and goal from about the 3.
Yep.
And if so, that's just what the Rams need. Allows them to eat up some more clock and possibly get a touchdown and get more points.
What I said before the timeout. Give
Really?
it to him and run up the middle. Yeah. You got 3 the first time running quarterback keeper. Go for it again. They're not stopping it.
Must have been subjectively not subjective. What's that? Subliminally, how it got into my mind.
Subconsciously.
Sure, that too. A lot of subs. Makes me hungry. 3:30 to go here in the first half. 7-6 your score again.
Again, this drive started on the Mount Vernon 35 with about 6:54 to go. 3 minutes later, you're knocking on the door of a touchdown. Is exactly what Mount Vernon needs.
Gardner, the tailback here for the Rams with Reeves under center. The wingbacks are Lydell and Mitchell. Split left is actually Bradford down the line. Rolling left side. Reeves beats his man, twists back, looking for the quarterback keeper in the end zone on the sideline. And it's good. As Clayton Reeves gets into the end zone, had to twist and contort his body. And Reeves gets a 4-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper. So they dial Reeves' number 2. And it's 12-7, Rams on top. Their first lead since it was 6-0, now at the 3:07 mark of this first half.
8 plays, 3 minutes and 47 seconds, 65 yards. Clayton Reeves finish it off with a 4-yard run.
Too shabby, not. Great play by Clayton Reeves to get in the end zone. Now he makes a case with his passing yardage to be a Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. Community First Bank with more Jefferson County locations than anyone else. Locally owned with decisions made here. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams and Jefferson County with locations at Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. So, looking to go for the deuce here, and it's overthrown. Not sure what exactly that was supposed to have been. I don't know that we saw it there.
Well, it looked like that Reeves was thinking fade and Badger was thinking slant. When that happens, you don't connect.
So it's 12-7. With 3:07 to play here in the second quarter. And what will we see out of Triad? Plenty of time on the clock to get the lead back before the half. Did they ever get that first down yet?
Nope.
I could have just looked at your sheet. Now I see it. The big orange T.
Yep.
I assume you're updating the folks on Twitter.
Yep.
Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Like us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. We're pretty easy to find.
Tweeting away. A lot of interesting scores coming in here lately.
So 3:07 remains here in the half. Cheerleaders had to do some old push-ups.
It's good to see those cheerleaders do push-ups. That just means we're scoring some points.
Exactly, and that is the common viewpoint of most fans here in the King City. Sparsely attended football game here. Not a lot of folks in the crowd, although it has grown exponentially since the kickoff. Speaking of which, it'll be Joel Duncan on the kick. Medved, the deep man, back to receive at about the 5.
Well, you need to handle your special teams here a little bit better. Get them pinned down, make them run out the clock, don't let them score.
Of course, one of the kickers, Wiesemeyer, will be one of the mans out there. It's going to be somewhat of a lob kick down to about the 12. Wiesemeyer picks it up, looks left sideline, and somebody's going to have to wrap him up or push him out of bounds. Do so after he gets past the 35, brought out about the 38. And that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights. So 12-7 your score. And Triad has 3 minutes to work with as they trail by 5. Rams football is presented by Banterra Bank. Don't bank on the away team, bank for the locals. Banterra, locally owned and operated. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Danny Czerwinski's alongside. I'm Chris Hugo here with you on WMIX, online at mywithersradio.com. And there was a penalty.
Yeah, it's blocking the back. And if you're Triad right now, you cannot feel very good about how you have played this first half. They have kind of muddled around here in this first half to no good.
Wow, that'll bury him deep. 1st and 10 for the Knights at about the 15. Kane is under center, the senior quarterback, and he's going to keep it himself. Somebody's got a hold of his jersey, and finally, Justin Armstrong, quick to get there, brings him down, and that will be a loss of a couple.
And again, very impressed with Mount Vernon's defense in his first half. Very, very impressed.
Well, they've stepped up big. They've been able to break through the line, get to the backfield, at least get a hand on a guy. And so they've used that to their advantage here tonight, as did Mr. Gardner when he picked off the quick pitch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've been breaking through the line and really winning the battle up front. 12-7 the score. Triad down 5, 2:22 to go. And it's a handoff to Medved, but it's fumbled. Who got it? Was it Lydell? Looks like it might have been a black jersey on it. Could be Rams football.
Nope. Bristol raised his hand to signal it down. It'll remain with Triad, but boy, missed opportunity there by...
Sorry, that was actually
Triad.
Robert Grider that I thought fell on it. Nonetheless, it brings up 3rd down for the Knights. 3rd and 11 from the 14. 1:55 to play in the half. 20 seconds on the play clock. And the Knights have quite a bit to go here. They're going to run off some clock here before they have to potentially give it up, I think. Kane keeps it himself and has 1st down yards. He breaks to the near side. He's wide open here. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, near sideline 20, 10. And he dives in for the touchdown with nobody there to beat him. 84-yard touchdown run by Tyler Kane. No flags in the backfield. And just when you thought the Rams were going to get the ball back, Triad breaks for another long run.
Yep, and that was the case. Their first down of the game. And you look at Triad, you had him stuck back there at their own 15, and Kane runs off 84 yards for the touchdown to put Triad back on top. It's just like when Mount Vernon gets a lead, it seems like Triad figures out a way to pull that air out of the balloon.
Kane ran right up the middle, then came back, found a seam to his right, and then exploited everybody as he burned everybody in the backfield and was able to make it for a touchdown. On to kick the point after. To hold will be the other kicker, A.J. Weiss. Wiesemeyer on to kick. This hold is down. The kick looked like it went left, but it's through the uprights, of course. It's 14-12. So back up by 2, the Knights, with 1:27 to play here in first half action.
Yeah, how about that? 1 first down in the first half. Not a lot of rushing yards. 84 of them obviously on this touchdown run, but you look around and Mount Vernon's got to be scratching their heads thinking what's going to happen next. You've got a team down 12-7. You got him no first downs, and they're almost at halftime, and he breaks off an 84-yard run. It's kind of now going to be what's going to happen next to us to prevent us from having the lead or winning the ball game.
It must be an interesting time in that huddle at the 1:27 mark here in the first half. 14-12 now the score. Triad back on top. The Rams do have one timeout to play with here. We'll see what they make happen. Pretty big scoreboard update, I think, coming at the half. Those of you on the radio will have to wait for it. Follow it right now on Twitter at 94Sports. As we wait for the kickoff, back to receive. Usual suspects for the Rams. Deep man will probably be Hunter. He'll stand at about the 10. Marshall on the near side. He's at the 15, as is far side Travis Mitchell. Also out there is Dominique Gardner. We await for the kick from the right-footed Troy Wiesemeyer, and here it comes. Booming kick. It will go for a touchback. Hunter had some trouble with it in the end zone, and it's a touchback. So the Rams will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20.
And only one timeout to go, so it'll be interesting to see how aggressive Mount Vernon is. And the other thing about that touchdown Triad just got, they will get the ball to start the second half. That's the thumper and all that.
1:27 to play here, first half action. Live from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. 14-12 your score. Triad took the lead on an 84-yard touchdown scamper by number 3, Tyler Kane, the quarterback, after he dialed number 3, his own number. Reeves will be under center for the Rams.
Kane was able that time.
That he was. And they're going to have a lone man in the backfield. That is Gardner. 3 on the left, split right Badger, and it's going to be a handoff. Trying to bust up the middle is Gardner, finally brought down from behind, but pushed ahead for first down yardage. It'll be an 11-yard gain, puts the ball at the 31 at the 121 mark.
Most importantly, first down stops the clock. Mount Vernon need to get to play in quickly and get to the line of scrimmage before that whistle blows.
1:21 remains in the half. 14-12, the Triad lead. Back to the wingback set here for the Rams. Split right Badger, left Bradford. It is a man in motion. That is Jaron Lydell. He'll get it on the handoff going up the right side. Sweep, he's brought down for a loss as he tried to get outside, and it'll be a loss of about 1 for 2nd and 11 for the 31 rather. That'll bring us under the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, Mount Vernon not hustling at this point. Play call. Reeves just now going to the huddle as the play clock will be started. The game clock, more importantly, running down those precious seconds.
45 seconds to go in the first half. Absolutely no signs of trying to get anything really going here from the Ram offense. So
it may be a case of trying to get to halftime and get to the locker room down 2.
Right.
But with a timeout and a first down off the run, maybe you'd like to see more.
Reeves is under center. Stacked him up, but they're going to throw right. His arm was partially hit as he went back. Clock stops at 24.2 seconds on the incomplete pass. That brings up 3rd and 11. The ball will be on the Rams' 32-yard line. And
now you have to be careful because Triad has 3 timeouts. And you have to be careful in that case because if they get something here, 24 seconds, a pass there, you run so much time off the clock, you throw the ball, it's incomplete. Now the clock stops, and now you better bet that Triad's going to bring some people up in the box after Reeves if he thinks about passing the ball here.
14-12, Triad. Rams down a deuce here. 24.2 ticks left to go on the first half clock, and now is your timeout. All right. This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Fuel economy has been redefined with the all-new 2012 Ford Fiesta with up to 40 miles per gallon highway. It's a pretty big deal. Ford Square with the best. Never rest. Danny Czerwinski is alongside. I'm Chris Hugo, shy at the top of the hour here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium as the Rams trail by 2. And obviously, the clock was already stopped because of the incomplete pass, but the play clock was getting ready to run out. And so the Rams have to call the timeout to avoid a delay of game. But here's your thing, as you mentioned, and we're getting started at the point you're getting ready to make, is the fact that Triad with all 3 timeouts, if they get the ball back with any sort of time and any great field position, may elect to try to go for some more points to add to the tally, knowing they'll get the ball back in the second half. What did you concur?
Yeah, and again, it is a case of, it's a bad clock management and this, that, and another going on. That's the thing. And Mount Vernon right now wastes their 3rd and final timeout. Triad still with 3, so you got to be careful not to give something back to Triad.
And here go the Rams. 3rd and 11 from their own 32. Stack them up on the left side. It's a quick throw to the backfield. Lydell. He'll have to find a seam. He will not. He's going to be brought down at about the 30 for a gain of 2. It'll bring up 4th and 9.
And Triad will burn one of them timeouts.
Very interesting stuff.
I'm not so certain that if you're Triad here, if you got a punt block play, you don't try to figure out something here to try to block something. That way you can save some field position.
Well, now Triad clearly burns a timeout here, brought to you by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. King City Chrysler does have the all-new Dodge Durango with its best-in-its-class power, towing, and driving range. But then this is what we talked about. This could be very interesting to see how it plays out for the Knights here. Just 16 seconds to go, but if you're able, like you say, get a punt block play, who knows what could happen?
Yeah, and that's the thing is you gotta be careful here. You're down 2 points and they get the ball to start the second half. You have to be careful on how you do things, how you get things sent out here.
So Bradford will be on to punt. And we'll see who they send back to receive. It'll be one kicker, Wiesemeyer, and that's what cracks me up. In addition to Medved, it'll be the kicker, Wiesemeyer, so they're not afraid to use him in other positions. They'll stand at about the 35 in Triad territory. So the punt will bounce right into the hands of Medved. He's going to try to go out left side. Narrowly brought down, but escapes the tackle at the 40. Brought down fondly with a flag just shy of midfield.
Either a hold, maybe hopefully. That would hopefully be the case. That way you're not giving up any more field position with those 2 Triad timeouts. As we watch the officials, if one flag is back at the Triad 38, another flag is at the Mount Vernon 49, it's a block in the back on Triad. So they're going to move it back a few more yards and make this a little bit more difficult with just 3.4 seconds to go. You got to put some people back deep. You got to be ready for hook and ladder, ready for all kinds of things here, and just make sure you keep him in bounds, run that clock out, don't let him score.
Of course, I think at this point, if I'm Triad, might as well just take a knee and go into the locker room healthy and then come back and take the kickoff.
This is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank.
So we'll have to see what happens there. 3.4 seconds left to go here in the first half. It's the top of the hour. We'll take care of that in a moment. 14-12 the score. 1st and 10 for the Knights. They're on their own 35. Kane will work from under center. Left and right are the splits. Man in motion, Medved, and it's lost in the backfield. It is picked up by Cantley. Cantley's going to pick it up and not have much time as he gets to about the 20 before Big Kwyman is brought down, and that's going to end your first half. This is Rams football, 14-12. Triad on top here at the break. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Hello, this is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank. We are proud to be a 101-year-old family-owned bank. We take pride as a bank in having products that are customer-friendly. With free checking, good CD rates, great mortgage products, and many other great products, we have everything to meet your banking needs. Stop by any People's National Bank and see what banking with a family-owned bank is all about. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Does this sound familiar? I can't stand this job. I just wish I had time to go back to school, but with work and family.
I know. I just enrolled in Rend Lake College's evening cosmetology program. They have evening classes that will even fit into your busy schedule. You can even graduate in less than 2 years. Classes are convenient to get to, and they're in Studio RLC in Mount Vernon. They even offer financial aid.
What's it like? I've been out of school so long.
It's not your typical take notes. Listen to a lecture program. We will learn the latest styles and trends in cosmetology, and it looks like we'll have fun doing it. We'll be out on the salon floor getting hands-on experience and getting to know all kinds of people. By the time we're done, we'll be ready to jump into a new career and love our jobs. For once.
Okay, how do I sign up?
I called 618-242-8459, but you can also check out their website at rlc.edu/Studio RLC or stop by the RLC Marketplace in Mount Vernon.
If you or a loved one experience chest discomfort, pain, heaviness, shortness of breath, we at Good Samaritan Regional Health Center want you to know that every second counts.
I'm Freddy Shamsham. I'm an interventional cardiologist and a vascular medicine specialist. American Heart Association guidelines recommend that the door to balloon should be at no more than 90 minutes. Here at Good Sam, we have averaged 69 minutes. We have a 24-hour, 7 days a week, experienced staff on call, including a intervention cardiologist who are ready to respond to any emergency that presents.
Every second lost is precious heart muscle at risk. You have a first-class heart center right in your own backyard, where patients have access to the most advanced treatment available. For more information about our physicians and heart services, call toll-free 1-888-257-6098. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, close to your heart, close to home.
Yes, you can. You can get a car for your teenager today at Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Second Chance Auto has a terrific selection of good, clean, dependable vehicles. Perfect for your teen to drive to school, from economical models to trucks and SUVs. Second Chance Auto has just what you're looking for. They're family-owned and operated, and they've been helping families like yours for over 32 years. Yes, you can get the best for your son or daughter. Call 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. Or stop in at Highway 142 East in Mount Vernon. Yes, you can. At Second Chance Auto. This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. 14-12, the Triad Knights on top here at the break. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski alongside your Second Chance Auto halftime show. And Danny, really, the Rams would show signs of brilliance, and then here come the Knights right back to take the lead.
Yeah, and that's the case. Is when you hear the stats, Mount Vernon's dominated, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, it's a matter of they've let some big plays happen, and that has kept Triad in the ballgame, number one, and let them lead this ballgame at the half. Just some big plays, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, they're on the short end of the stick right now.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case, and they're going to have to get on the better end of the stick here if they want a chance to get their first win of the season. Get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, proud Rams and Lady Rams supporters. Heartland Accounting halftime stats will be coming up. Of course, we'll have a scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt. Looks like we are getting some scores rolling in. Can we go ahead and do a scoreboard update?
Sure, if you want to. In the South 7 night in the second quarter, Carbondale leads Waterloo 28-0. End of one, Highland and Centralia are scoreless. End of one, Marion leads Harrisburg 7-0. In the second quarter, Carmine leads Chester 34-7. Halftime, Johnson City leads CZR 18-0. In the one, Vienna and Fairfield are tied at 8. Cecil-Blair, Waltonville, Woodlawn leads Hamilton County 10-1, 10-0. Second quarter, Benton over Pinckneyville 14-0. At half, DuQuoin over Heron 12-7. In the second quarter, AJ leads Massac 34-0. End of one, Murphy leads Sparta 14-0, and West Frankfort leads Nashville 10-1, 6-3.
Of course, that scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, it's Tony Wilt on the corner of 42nd Street and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. We'll take a break. When we come back, plenty more to talk about on your Second Chance Auto halftime show, including, quite possibly, your Heartland Accounting halftime stats. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Lately, we've been told that coming into Community First Bank is like stepping into a bank 20 years ago. Well, some of our larger competitors would probably be concerned. However, at Community First Bank, we are convinced that that may be the ultimate compliment. We believe service matters, and we all know service is delivered by people who care. Stop in and experience banking service like you remember. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
We're Shelter Insurance. We view life insurance a little differently.
We think the most thoughtful gift you can give your family doesn't come with a bow.
We know that a life should be measured by more than just dollars and cents. And we know you'll love the peace of mind life insurance gives you.
We're the people behind the shield.
Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
I'm Alan Wiggers. For a free insurance review, see me at 206 South 9th Street. Go Rams.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And welcome back to the Second Chance Auto halftime show at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. In case you missed our Tony Wilt scoreboard update, you can find scoreboard updates on Twitter. Follow us at 94 Sports or like us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. Here at the break, the Mount Vernon Rams trail the Triad Knights 14-12. Get bank rate financing at Second Chance Auto with the largest selection of bank rate financing for everyone. You can get the car you want today. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Danny Czerwinski alongside, I'm Chris Hugo, and we have your Heartland Accounting halftime stats coming. Get started right and let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3300 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. Let's take a look at the statistics.
First downs, Mount Vernon with 6, Triad 1. That was on the 84-yard touchdown run by Tyler Cade. Turnovers, Mount Vernon with 2, Triad 3. Penalties, Mount Vernon only 1 for 5, Triad 3 for 35 yards. Rushing goes Triad because of that 84-yard run, 88-37 over Mount Vernon. However, Mount Vernon has 86 yards passing to Triad's 0, because Triad's not attempted a pass, so Mount Vernon has 123 yards to Triad's 88 total. Rushing leaders, Jaron Lydell has 5 carries, 15 yards for Mount Vernon. Tyler Kane has 5 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown for Triad. Clayton Reeves is the only guy who attempted a pass in the first half. He's 5'11 for 86 yards, and Pat Bradford has 1 catch for 48. That gives you a halftime score of Triad 14, Mount Vernon 12.
There you have it. Those are your halftime stats accounted for by Heartland Accounting. Appreciate them for bringing us your stats both at the half and after the game. 14-12 your score here. Rams trail by 2, and I thought the most interesting statistic there was the lack of first downs for the Triad Knights, but still on top.
Yeah, lack of first downs and still on top, and it's been big plays, you know. And Mount Vernon, of course, picked off a pitch in the end zone and scored a touchdown, their first one. And then again here, you know, Triad comes back with a kickoff return. Then, of course, Mount Vernon's got him pinned, and Kane runs and run deep. It's been big play Triad. Just their offense, the other 98% of the time, hasn't been very good. Mount Vernon's done a very good job of stopping them.
14-12 your score here at the half. We'll take a quick break, come back, get you set for second half action. This is the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show on WMIX.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, schools, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And welcome back to the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. Bank rate financing and the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto? Get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. 14-12 your score at the break. Triad Knights on top. And still, the first down statistic is the one I have the most trouble with, and the rushing for Triad. If not for that huge run by the quarterback, the 84-yard touchdown run, they have what, 4 yards?
Mm-hmm.
And then total offense, as we added that up, they have 4 yards without that 84-yard run.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just big plays, and unfortunately, it's a matter of Mount Vernon having done most things right. And Triad's had those couple of plays on Mount Vernon letdowns. You know, their kickoff return for a touchdown after Mount Vernon picks off the pitch in the end zone. Then you come back and Mount Vernon's got Triad back and pinned down, and here comes Mr. Kane around the right side on a big run, 84 yards down the field. So Mount Vernon's done the things necessary to lead this ball game and be up big. It's just they haven't been able to shut down. It's a matter of executing and finishing plays. Coach Shaner has talked about that, and Mount Vernon's let a couple of plays get by him, and they find themselves down by 2 at the half, with Triad coming back here with the football to start the third quarter.
Well, what we've really kind of seen is, at least from my perspective, Danny, you have an instance where both plays kind of developed after the particular runner got past the front men, basically. Mm-hmm. So my question is are they closing too fast? Are they not waiting for things to develop properly? What can the Rams do to change that?
Well, it's just a case of Mount Vernon, you know, has got to get things finished off. I mean, the excitement of picking off a pitch in the end zone for a touchdown, that was huge. Then you come back and you give up one on the kickoff, and that hurts because that's a big play. That's a quick score, and Triad's back into this one, you know, 95 yards. Then you get the touchdown. You go 8 plays, 65 yards in just under 4 minutes, and you get the lead back at 12-7, yet you give up just right after that. You have Triad 3rd and long, deep in their territory, and you give up the 84-yard run, missed a couple of tackles. Kane fights it off and goes, and down the field they go, and it's 14-12. They score right before half. Mount Vernon muddles around, doesn't get anything going before half, and here comes Triad to take the second half kickoff. It's a matter of Mount Vernon just coming through and doing those things right, not just part of the time, not just some of the time. They're going to have to do it all the time in order to get a win here tonight.
So if I had to ask you right now what your keys to the second half would be, what would you tell me?
I think number one, Mount Vernon keep playing, doing the things they do defensively. I mean, their scheme and their discipline has been very good in the first half as far as tackling. Only allowed Triad 1 first down. That was the 84-yard run. Number two, if you're Mount Vernon, you have got to be disciplined enough not to let big plays happen, whether a running play and or on special teams. That's got to be number two. And number three, keep attacking. Mount Vernon has not been stopped here tonight. Triad's defense has done nothing to try to stop Mount Vernon in this game. I think you're Mount Vernon. You get the ball back. You got to be with confidence and go through that playbook and put it to Triad, and it'll all start here in this second half on the first drive, and Mount Vernon can stop Triad.
There you have it. Those are some of your keys to the second half. 14-12 your score here at the break. Triad on top, and things just don't seem to be getting any better from a stopping standpoint, with Triad only have the 4 yards of total offense outside of the 84-yard touchdown run by quarterback Tyler Kane. That's been the difference here thus far, and a lot of differences will have to be made in the second half if the Rams want to improve to 1-2 on the year. And you're still working on a lot of those scoreboard updates, aren't you?
They're coming in slowly but surely here as we move along, and we're getting some halftime scores. We're actually one of the faster games in the area right now. Let's start in the South 7, second quarter. Carbondale leads Waterloo 28-0. At half, Centralia leads Highland 16-3. Also at the half, Marion leads Harrisburg 14-6. Black Diamond scores second quarter. Carmine leads Chester 34-7. At the half, JC leads CZR 18-0. Vienna leads Fairfield at the half 22-14. And Session-Valeur leads Hamilton County 10-0. In the River to River Conference, those teams, Benton leads Pinckneyville at the half 14-6. DuQuoin leads Heron 12-7 at the half. AJ leads Massac 34-0 second quarter. Murfreesboro over Sparta 14-0 first quarter, and Nashville leads West Frankfort 6-3. That's at the half.
Scoreboard update is presented by Tony Wilt of State Farm Insurance, located on 42nd Street and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. You see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He'd love to meet with you, or you can visit him on the web at TonyWilt.com. Walk in, call in, or click in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The Rams make their reemergence out on the field here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Triad's been back out for a couple of minutes, and of course you know they're going to get the 3 minutes put back on the clock, as they typically always do. Which begs another question, and maybe it's a question for the Saturday Sports Show tomorrow, 8:08 until 10 o'clock, of course, on AM 940, right here online at mywithersradio.com. Why not just put the extra 3 minutes on the clock anyway?
Because they want to make sure that the teams are out here by a certain point. That way they are out here on the field and ready to go. Some teams would probably use that 3 minutes to stay in the locker room and do something else or talk or whatever the case may be, and that's why you want to put that extra 3 out there so both teams are out here by a certain time. We get things ready to go.
Now, I guess that makes sense. Of course, 3 minutes will be put on the clock as a halftime clock getting ready to expire. And, you know, we're looking ahead, of course, to a Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. And a couple of guys already making a pretty good name for themselves tonight. Dominic Gardner, of course, is making a case. Yep. I thought Clayton Reeves on the touchdown run and with a couple of well-placed throws has made a case. Leonte Badger again making a case. Pat Bradford, though, had that huge grab towards the end of the half and what led to a Rams score on the Clayton Reeves QB keeper. I thought he's made a great case.
Several players have made cases tonight for this, and again, still a second half. You never know who might be a hero in this and make a big play.
Plenty of candidates tonight. Of course, that award brought to you by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in. Community First Bank, proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams. A great tradition. Next week, we're on the road, finally. Not that we're happy about leaving home, but next week we're on the road at Althoff. That game will be at Belleville East. Still against the Crusaders, but at Belleville East, as they are remodeling Lindenwood Stadium. So the Rams will be at Althoff. That game's right here on AM 940, online at mywithersradio.com, and of course, that'll be a 6:40 pregame.
Interestingly enough, Althoff hosting Mascoutah tonight at Belleville East, getting a home game in for a home game next week. Getting used to the environment there at Belleville East as the Lancers are on the road.
Of course, they will be flipping back and forth between Belleville West and Belleville East. I thought kind of Township 201 district there to let them do that.
2 grass fields, and you're not talking only about varsity games. You're talking about freshman and sophomore games as well. So 3 games per week, and you're splitting them between Belleville West and Belleville East. I know both facilities have done some remodeling over the years. Belleville West, of course, within new the last 10 years. Both grass fields, and a night like this, any of the rainy nights during the week during lower level games, you take the risk of tearing up a field. And, you know, like Belleville East last year, they go to the state semifinals. You know, you start playing that many games on a field, the turf gets wore down. So interesting that West and East let Althoff play on their fields, and then, of course, what will Althoff do in repayment to help those out? And it's good to see the 3 schools in Belleville help each other anyway.
Of course, next week as conference play opens, the Marion Wildcats will travel to Cahokia. The Terriers head for Centralia, and the Orphans look to be on their way, at least halfway, to a 3-0 start for the season.
And Carbondale up big, looking to be 2-1. So that's a big matchup
Really?
next week. Yes.
Waterloo did beat Carbondale last year.
Yep. Not this year. It's 28-7.
Of course, look where they're at. They're at Blyer Field, a tough place to get out with a W.
Now, Waterloo's not anywhere close to Carbondale. That's a long bus ride.
That's a nightmare of a bus ride. Of course, in the River to River, Ohio next week, as they also begin conference play, the Heron Tigers are at the Benton Rangers, and that could be a matchup. Whereas if scores hold true, it could be 3-0 versus 3-0 there at Tabor Field.
Now, if Heron comes back, they're down 12-7 at the half at DuQuoin right now. Benton up 14-6 on Pinckneyville at the half. That will be the game of the week in the Ohio division. Then you go down, you got the big hitting rivalry of AJ DuQuoin. Those two teams get together. You'd like to be on the sideline there because there's some hitting that goes on in that game. Interesting game, Pinckneyville at Carterville. Carterville 0-2 going into tomorrow's game against Oblong. Oblong comes in 1-1. Carterville since '96 never started 0-2. Don't know when the last time was, but Carterville's got a big one with Pinckneyville. Pinckneyville's mindset, several turnovers in the first half against Benton. They are at issue down there, and then Pinckneyville goes to Carterville, Nashville, Sparta next week, also in the River to River.
Of course, the Black Diamond Conference. They've been in conference play the entire season, obviously. Hamco Carmi, I think, is a big one. Chester CZR. Johnson City at ET Phone Home. And then, of course, you have the Vienna Sessler there, Waltonville Woodlawn matchup. Chester CZR Saturday?
No.
No.
No. Vienna leading Fairfield on the road tonight up Crossway 22-14. Very interesting here. And this is interesting. We've seen this in practice, Chris, this set up here for Mount Vernon.
Of course, it'll be Zach Swinton with the kick onside to start her off. Rams get to it first. Who will recover? Looks like it may go the Rams' way. We'll see.
There, official.
The official has to dig him off.
Yep.
It will be Rams on the recovery.
Didn't want to say it till it happened. Didn't know where the ears were in the world, Chris. But we have.
Now they're changing their call. The officials originally indicate that it'd be Ram football. Now change their call to reflect Triad.
Very interesting.
Wow.
How do you change your call?
Keep in mind, we had a call earlier. The ball hit the pylon, and it wasn't a touchdown.
In this day and age, can't get too upset. But, wow, that's huge. I mean, that's momentum both ways, and now your defense goes on the field kind of looking back and forth. Mount Vernon needs a couple more bodies on the field, only with 9, 8, 9. Now they got 11. Well, what are we waiting on here? Again, the delay.
With no water break, it's not a hot night. Temperatures are in the 60s, 50% precipitation chance as it's kind of tapered off. And the official wants water, maybe?
No, the official's talking to the ball boy about which football he wants, if it's triads, if it's not. Boy, what a big momentum turn that was. Mount Vernon had it, and just a second later had it taken away. Let's hope that Mount Vernon's defense doesn't let that bother them, and they continue their good plays they did in the first half.
3 seconds off the clock here in the second half. It's 14-12. Kane under center. Split right, man in motion. It's Medved again. It'll be a handoff to Medved. Off tackle right side. Has about 5 yards at the 45. Yeah, gets a gain of about 9 as he breaks to about the 42-yard line.
Hard to believe that's his first carry from scrimmage. He had a kickoff return, but he's not carrying the ball building in.
He had an amazing kickoff return, about 95 yards for pay dirt.
And again, Triad 1 first down by my count, and officially in the first half.
They're a yard off on the average from their touchdown plays having been 90 yards. Right now it's at 89.5. 11:20 to go in the third quarter. 14-12 Triad. Medved in motion again. Go with what works. Flag on the play. He breaks off tackle right side again. 35. Still on his feet at the 30. Shakes loose of his man. Goes towards the far corner of the end zone. 10-5 touchdown. Let's see what this flag results in first. That could bring it back, because otherwise it's a 43-yard touchdown scamper for Tyler Medved. Will this one be called back?
At this point, you hold your breath.
Bated breath.
Now you have 4 or 3 officials meeting.
Make sure they get this right, I believe.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah, illegal formation. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And, the Knights, thank you very much.
So now you've got 2nd and 7 from the 48.
Knights of the Round Table were moving before the play. Illegal formation set up. That's what the call is. 5 yards back. We'll do it again.
Second, and we're bringing you back. 11:06 to go here in the third. 14-12 is the Triad lead. Knights with the football in Ram territory.
Carbondale leading 35-0 at the half. As we carry on that conversation about Waterloo, who came in the game 2-0 and won't leave Jackson County more than likely undefeated.
Kane is under center. Medved's in motion again. Handed off to him again. He's going to break for the outside right side. Now down at the 40, brought out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. A gain of 11 brings up 1st and 10.
First down, second one of the game for Triad as we move along.
That is just so difficult to fathom. But when you think about how they've scored, it's not hard.
No, and again, quick hitting plays, big plays. And Mount Vernon did a good job in the first half containing. Now Mount Vernon needs to do the same thing here in the second half.
10:47 remains. Third quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Under center, the quarterback, Tyler Kane. Split right. Wingback set with Medved in motion. They're going to go Medved again. Breaks off tackle, found that seam, cuts back to his left on his feet at about the 30. Past the far hash, pulled down about the 29, maybe even the 28.
Yeah, 3 carries, 28 yards here on this drive in particular for Mr. Medved. 2 first downs for Triad as they start moving the chains a little bit more easily than they did in the first half.
So 10:25 to go, third quarter. And the Knights moving the chains. They're going to spread out a little bit more here.
I know what I'd do.
Austin Schmidt will be the split end on the left. Wingback set. As you hear, the Rams want to get behind this defense. It was a man in motion. It'll be the motion man getting the carry. Leveled the boom by Leonte Badger. As he came up inside near hash.
5-yard run. Triad, this is the Triad we expected, I believe, in the first half, Chris, and this is they're coming out now, moving the football right now. Mount Vernon kind of looking around on defense.
Of course, Triad has Waterloo next week on the road, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That'll be an interesting one if both teams are 2-1 going in. Kyle Drucker will be split right for the Knights. Tailback set with 2 wings here for Kane under center. Medved in motion, go figure. He'll go right side. Man had a hand on the jersey. He's brought down not much of a gain, maybe 2 as he ran between the hashes. It'll be 3rd and 3.
And remember, they started on that play where the officials signaled that Mount Vernon had the onside kick, changed their mind. Now Triad had it start at their own 48-yard line as we roll under the 9-minute mark, a 3-minute drive plus going so far. And now 3rd down. We need to tie a shoe.
So a shoe will be tied, presented by Banterra Bank. Don't get sacked. Take control of your healthcare expenses with a tax advanced health savings account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Clock will roll below 9 minutes here. 3rd and 3. Ball on the 20-yard line as Triad is officially in the red zone, but barely. It's a keeper right up the middle to be first down yardage plus. 5 maybe. It looks like it's about the 15-yard line for the Knights.
I'll give him 5. Nice round numbers, easier to add that way. For us math challenge people, and I am.
You're math challenge? It's an educator, really?
I'm not in
I thought
math.
you were well-rounded. I know. I figured you were. You always struck me as the type that was
in my field of education, I have to be well-rounded in many aspects of the education world.
Kane is under center with Medved in motion. Hand off to the right side. Can't get past his man. There'll be a flag.
Now,
Justin Armstrong was in on it. We'll see what they rule.
One of 2 choices here. This will either be a hold or it's going to be a face mask. Because that flag was awful fast. Oh, thank you very much. That's even better. That'll be about a 10-yard walk-off. That's the 5th penalty on Triad. And that'll go backwards 10 yards.
So it'll be first and a lot longer here for the Knights.
I had a 50-50 shot on that guess.
8:32 to go in the third quarter. Still a 14-12 affair as Triad leads by a deuce. Courtesy of a couple of big plays. One, a 95-yard touchdown, kickoff return for a touchdown by Trevor Medved. Then an 84-yard run by Tyler Kane, the quarterback, to make it 14-12. 1st and 20 from the 24-yard line. Triad in Ram territory, back out of the red zone now. Rocker split right with Kane under center. And that looked like it drew the Rams offside. It should be 1st and 15. So what we have now is still a first down after 3 attempts. Yeah, gotta love it.
Yep, Mount Vernon. That's only their second penalty. Mount Vernon.
That is one thing that has improved thus far, I will say. So it goes back within the red zone now. Ball is at the 19-yard line, 1st and 15 at the 8:12 mark of this very, very slow-moving third quarter thus far. Kane's back under center. Drucker on the right. Schmidt in motion. And Kane kept it himself. He'll go up the right side, far hash. Got about 4 on the play if he's at the 15.
8th play of the drive.
Past the 15. So down to the 12. And that puts him at the 9 to go mark here. So 2nd and 9 after all that. I wondered if we'd ever get past the first down.
Well, I hope not. Because that means Mount Vernon would get the ball here. Native turnover. Nice to see a fumble drop on the ground somewhere.
With a man in motion, Medved, quick pitch, it's right to him, goes right up the gut. He hangs on to the football past the 10 to about the 5. It's a 7-yard gain. Should bring up 3rd and about 2 here. The Ram defense isn't giving up a ton, but they're giving up enough to be dangerous.
6 carries, 36 yards for Mr. Medved on this particular drive. And this will roll down to 3rd. And the thing about it is, Chris, Triad can get a first down if they do not score. See if Mount Vernon does a run blitz, some stunning up front to try to get in the backfield to prevent Medved from doing something here. He'll come in motion probably from the left side.
This will be big here for the Rams. Kane under center. One of the judges is in first down territory.
Pretty impressive drive so far. 51 yards, 10 plays, and they have ran off 5.5 minutes almost.
So some of the players will take a knee with the injury on the field. No indication from the officials yet. It'll be first down yardage, so it'll be 1st and goal for the Knights. Oh yeah, they're well within the 5. So the Knights have really put together a great drive here. 6:46 to go in the 3rd. They could add to this 14-12 lead pretty quickly.
Yeah. And that would be a shame because, technically, minus 2 or 3 plays, Mount Vernon has outplayed Triad. And again, it gets to be a case of what happens next, what goes wrong for Mount Vernon when you start asking things like that. As we tend to the Rams player out at near the goal line, and Mount Vernon will have to stop Triad on 4 plays from inside the 5, or face a major uphill battle in this second half.
6:46 to go as Kerry Hammond, the trainer from the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, tends to the injured Ram. Can't ask for a better athletic trainer out there, I don't think. Of course, Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, among our sponsors here on Rams Broadcast, but we do appreciate everything that Kerry Hammond does, taking care of our Rams. What's going on in the Twitterverse?
Twitterverse is rocking tonight. It's a little more up and running when people have scores to go through.
I see we got a couple of mentions from somebody who I'll fill you in on their identity later.
I was going to say, one of them caught me because I had put a wrong score in.
That happens from time to time.
Well, I'm blasting back and forth here.
That's actually a good guy to get West Frankfort updates from.
Well, that's good.
Co-worker.
He kept me up to date. He caught me because I put a wrong team down on one spot, which is good.
I saw the mention come in on mine.
Yeah.
I do follow us,
I wondered if you were paying attention. I am working over here. I know sometimes you find that hard to believe, but you've given me a couple new social medias to play with besides texting. I'm kind of like a kid in the candy store here, playing around on Twitter and Facebook.
14-12 the score. Triad on top. The player has come off the field.
Something like that. It's easy for me to say.
Looks like Pat Bradford's walking, so that's a good sign. And here comes on the snap.
Nope.
Flags on the play.
We'll mark that back 5 yards unless Mount Vernon lined up off sides.
So first and goal will come back a wee bit. First and goal from the 7. So Triad comes back with the 6:37 mark of this third quarter.
That's one thing about Triad. That's their 6th penalty, and they've had 3 penalties on this particular drive. And I've only had 1 pin color for each quarter, and that color keeps popping up here.
Help make your kids' future a victory by teaching them the importance of saving today with Bantera's Smart Kids Savings Account. Bantera Bank, banking with local style, member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, better known as the FDIC. Clock will roll under 6.5 here. Third quarter action, 14-12 Triad. First and goal from the 7. Far hash was a spot. Medved in motion. It was a handoff to Medved, who breaks for the end zone. Looked like it was going to come near side on the rollout by Kane, but he got it off to Medved, who scampers in 7 yards out for the touchdown. It's 20-12.
11 plays, 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Nice drive.
Not bad at all.
And they go 52 yards on that. And again, controversial. Be interesting to see what happened on the onside kick. Mount Vernon elected to do that. Had the ball according to the officials, and then officials changed their mind, and as it was. Triad now has scored back-to-back touchdowns.
And the point after is good. So it's 21-12. Triad by 9. Interesting.
Mr. Medved had 7 carries that time for 45 yards. His 2nd touchdown, one running run off a kickoff. Too bad he didn't miss the bus tonight.
Certainly had most of their offensive output. We know that. Glad to have you with us on MyWithersRadio.com. We're past the bottom of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
The best Rams broadcast coverage is right here. AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide at MyWithersRadio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
That's who we are. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski here on WMIX 94 Sports Mobile Studios, looking live upon J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. You're into that Twitterverse.
Well, you told me I need to do this.
Well, we'll be all right. Don't have to be.
I was laughing as I put Peter Medved on here.
Oh yeah, that's PETR, mind you.
Yeah, I know. I was about ready to drop the puck.
Former Blue and Canuck.
Oh, that'll be here before we know it.
Yes, it will.
That's got to be on the agenda going, doesn't it?
At some point.
Okay.
On to kick will be A.J. Wise. Back to receive for the Rams. It's your usual suspects. Marshall.
Sorry.
That's all right. Turn down that laugh when you see those
right.
funny tweets. Hunter gets it about the 5. Near hash, cuts back towards the 20, 25, 30. Gets back inside. Nice spin move at the 35. Pushed ahead, falls at the 40. That'll be a great return of about 30-plus yards for Derek Hunter. Gives the Rams pretty good field position. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line with 6:07 to play in the third quarter. So great return by Hunter.
Yeah, and that's what Mount Vernon needs. And now, as you start your own 40, it's good field position. Take it right back and, see what you can do. It's been an uphill climb through 2.5 weeks so far of football. Mount Vernon would love to be on the downhill slant of that.
Reeves under center, split left and right. Feels like it's been forever since it's been offense. Marshall split left. In for Bradford, and it's going to be a handoff for a loss. Looked like it was Travis Mitchell. That'll be a loss of at least 4 to bring up 2nd and 14. Maybe only 3. It's not as bad as... Wow, they're going to give a favorable spot.
Thank you. They always have for the onside kick.
I say that is a nice spot.
Thank you. We'll take that.
So 2nd and 11 from the 39 instead of what it could have been. So 5:39 to play here, third quarter action. A 9-point deficit for the Mount Vernon Rams. Of course, the center's the first man back to the line, Corey Gibson. Split left, Marshall. Jacoby Marshall's into the ballgame. Bradford's out on the sideline right now, nursing a bit of pain. It is Travis Mitchell in motion. Reeves rolls to his right, overthrows Badger, and the secondary can't catch up to it at the 30. It'll be 3rd and 11 on the incomplete pass.
Yep, 3rd and long, football offense nightmare. And Mount Vernon especially, not a team that wants to get in that situation, 3rd and 11. And again, you have to credit Triad that time. They had a guy on the receiver or Mount Vernon Badger, and then they rolled another guy over back deep, and unfortunately for Reeves, he just had to overthrow it. Second or third time he's had to overthrow things tonight.
And the Rams will regroup here on 3rd and 11. The ball's on their own 39. It was an impressive return to get them this field position, but hoping they won't be stalled out on a 3-and-out. 5:13 to play in the third quarter is where the clock stopped. 14 on the play clock. Reeves is under center. Williamson in the backfield. Travis Mitchell in motion. Quick pass to Badger. He'll connect at about the 47. It's a gain of about 8 to bring up 4th and 2.
If you go and don't get it, give Triad the ball back to run down the field again. Tough spot here. We got a Mount Vernon player down at the 38-yard line.
And the Rams are just coming up lame left and right. You certainly hate to see that. Of
Injury bug biting us hard this year.
Need to see somebody step up for that Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game Award. Come start a banking relationship at Community First Bank. You won't be disappointed. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking with locations at Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Kerry Hammond will tend to the injured Ram on the field. 4:50 to play here in the third quarter. 21-12 is your score. Any fresh scoreboard updates?
Fresh scoreboard updates. Pinckneyville trails Benton now 14-12 in the third. In the fourth, DuQuoin leads Heron 18-7 as they christen the turf at DuQuoin. At the half, it's 34-0 AG over Massac. Murphy at the half leads Sparta 36-0. End of three, Nashville leads West Frankfort 9-3. And we'll go with some more later, but this is a huge first down.
Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt State Farm. 4th and 2 as the Rams will send out Joel Duncan to punt.
Well, the play clock has not started till now, so that'll help.
4:44 to go in the third quarter. Back to receive Wiesemeyer for the Knights along with Medved. Jopi plants a good one here unless they're going to fake, and it will not be a fake. And we'll have.
And I saw it here, Chris. One of the linemen from Mount Vernon on the left side went down all by himself. The other lineman had already been down. He was up in a 2-point stance, went down the third, so this will bump it back 5 yards on Mount Vernon.
So 4th and 7 now.
And Joel Duncan, if you get somebody run that like you again, where a guy's going to try to block your punt, you need to act like you've been hit like a truck, fall down. So he got close there that time. Somebody from Triad, and Duncan tried to stand up. Well, if you're a kicker, you got to sell that personal foul.
Can't fall too hard.
You got to sell it.
He's had about 100. He's had about 100 goals already this season on the pitch.
I agree, but
you
got to sell that stuff.
High snap again through the hands of Duncan. Picks it up. He'll get the kickoff, but barely. It'll go to the 40. Take a Ram bounce. 35. It'll come to a stop at about the 31-yard line. It'll be down, and all things considered, not a bad punt.
Not bad for Joel Duncan, who's not used to catching the ball. You know, he's all about feet. That time did a pretty good job. I've been impressed. He's had a couple of those tonight, Chris, where he's had to scramble a little bit with pressure coming and able to make plays. That's very, very impressive.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. They get the ball back, up 21-12, looking to add to their lead. 4:17 to play in this third quarter. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside on WMIX. And for a game that felt like it moved quickly through the first half, sure seems to be dragging along here in the second.
Those penalties.
And now Tyler Bradley will check back in, and here we go. Last man on the field. The Rams defense gets set with Kane under center. Here comes that option with Schmidt in motion. And it's a Kane keeper himself. Rolls to the outside, plows over a guy at about the 45, pulled down at about the 49. 18-yard gain on the ground. And that'll move the chains 1st and 10.
A lot of positive yardage with Triad swinging around to the right side of their offensive line. They're following that side of the line, putting Mount Vernon out on the outside, pinning him to the outside, and they run in that 7-hole on that right side, and they just take off, and they've had big yardage in the second half.
4:10 remains. Third quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium for the 94 Sports Mobile Studios, bringing you Mount Vernon Rams football, presented by Banterra Bank. Under center, it's Kane. The Rams 4-4, ready to go. Wingback set here. Medved in motion. It's a quick handoff to number 24, Stein, who goes up the right side, far hash. Gets maybe about 6 or 7 out of it. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. 2nd and 3, getting a good spot. Maybe even 2nd and 8. And they're going to give him 8. 2nd and 2, I mean.
Down 9. This might be the game. this drive, because if Triad be able to go down and run a lot of time off and even get a score, yeah, you're looking at some trouble here for Mount Vernon.
Second and deuce. It was an 8-yard gain, ball at the 44, Ram territory. Kane will work out under center. How effective this option has been over 14 years from Paul Bassler and the Knights. It's a handoff to Medved. Breaks up the left side along the hash, past the 30, brought down about the 20. That's a great tackle from behind.
And here's the thing I'm seeing, Chris, out of Mount Vernon right now. The injury bug has knocked out Strickland, Melendez, and others. Rams do not have the depth to substitute freely, and you're starting to see some guys getting fatigued out there.
No, especially when you saw Bradford have to come out. I mean, that's one of your more experienced part of the receiving core, and though Badger's done a fine job, you're going to get more guarding, a lot more people on Mr. Badger. A lot more coverage. There we go. Why the words have been so hard to come by is beyond me. 1st and 10. Kane draws his own number, and he's pulled down from behind. The initial grab was by Josh Brinson, who's done a heck of a job tonight. And Josh Brinson should actually probably be a contender for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. Community First Bank want you to support your Mount Vernon Rams with a Ram debit card from ComFirst. Community First Bank is the only bank with debit cards tied to the Rams with a portion of the revenue going to Mount Vernon High School. 2:32 to go here. 2nd and 9 for the Knights on the gain of 1 by the quarterback. They have Cole Stein in the backfield. Medved is on the left. Will it be an end around? We'll see. Schmidt was in motion. It's a handoff to Stein. No, it's not. Wow.
Missed
Kane
tackle.
kept it himself. There was a tackle missed as he tried to get him. Was one to go off the right side, looked like, before he cut back left. Was pulled down at about the 10.
Kane was able to get outside that time, and there was nothing Mount Vernon could do.
It was awfully biblical. Here comes.
And a missed tackle from behind allowed him to get those extra yardage.
First down yardage. We were waiting for the signal. And there it came. 1st and 10 from the 10, so not quite. They're going to go ahead and say 1st and goal. Looked like it was outside the 10, so it's 1st and goal. A Triad within striking distance. 1:45 to go in this third quarter. A third quarter that can't end soon enough for the Mount Vernon Rams. End around, possibly. No, it's a handoff. Nope. That's the bad thing about the option is Kane keeps it himself. Had 2 guys in motion at different times. And Kane gets a couple on the play to bring up 2nd and goal from the 8.
An enviable position you're in, Chris, to sit there and try to call this with the option, because you're watching backs do different things. And again, this offense only works is as good as the other running backs carrying out the fakes that don't have the football.
And they've done a great job. I will say that. They have done a phenomenal job tonight. What are they going to go with here? The option or the option? Leaning towards an option of some sort. That option's to Medved. Busts right up the gut. Leans over his man. Right around the goal line. Maybe at about the 1.5.
Yeah. This started on their own 31-yard line. And they're 68 yards into this as we go under a minute, and they're on a 4-minute-plus drive again.
So we're at the 42nd mark here. The play clock yet to start. When it starts, it'll be about a 13-second differential. So 3rd and goal from the 1. It's an extremely long yard. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Looks like they're in no problem. Touchdown Triad. It's 27-12. Yikes.
Triad goes 69 yards in about 3 or 4 minutes on a span of 8 plays. 2 tremendous drives in the second half for Triad. Great adjustments on their part for coaches. I mean, very impressive. This is a Triad team I think you and I expected to see.
Yeah. Tough team out of the Mississippi Valley when you get them in the right ear. And here comes the point after. Wiesmeyer's kick is up. Looks good. And it's 28-12. Exactly what the Knights needed. It was another score. Of course, we'll tell you about one of our sponsors, Winning Edge. Winning Edge can customize just about any activewear, like a hoodie or even a ball cap, for the team, organization, or just for you. Don't believe me? Visit them online at winningedgeusa.com. Quality service and fast turnaround since 1977. So the Rams will get the ball back here. 27.3 seconds to go in the third quarter. The train is going by. Nothing stops the train. 28-12 the score. Triad up 16 now. You don't want to say it was the ball game, but
That
was a
going to be
dagger.
tough. Yeah, I mean, Triad has had 2 drives here in this second half. They scramble for papers. You're talking about 9 minutes plus on 2 drives in the span of going 121 yards on 2 drives in 9 minutes. That will totally, number one, put you ahead, obviously, 2 touchdowns, and number 2, wear out a defense in the process. Right. And Mount Vernon, with the injuries they've had, Chris, you and I have noticed here in this third quarter some fatigue setting in. And when you start getting down a couple touchdowns, that mental fatigue sets in, and it makes you a little bit more tired here as we go into the fourth quarter.
Wiesemeyer will handle the kick, so he gets the PAT and gets the kickoff duty. Back to receive deep is Derek Hunter at about the 9 down central. Here comes the kick, end over end, deep. As Hunter backs up to about the 2-yard line, headed down the middle, cuts to his left side at the 15, gets to the 20, shakes past a man, brought down to the 25-yard line. So a 23-yard kick return by Derek Hunter gets the Rams started 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 18.7 ticks to go on the third quarter clock.
Well, they're going to have to score quickly. Those times of Mount Vernon running down the field 8-9 plays, 4, 5, 6 minutes aren't going to work here. And the way Clayton Reeves has thrown the ball here tonight, it might be good for him to roll him out and get some people in some open spaces and spread this Triad defense out a little bit.
And get him out there because he's shown the arm because he's overthrown. So he's capable.
And a lot of his overthrows have come running to the right, obviously the strong side.
Right. Just got to tell your kids, hey, get out there. I'll get it to you.
Yeah.
Reeves is under center, split right. Left man down on the line. Man in motion, Lydell, and it's going to be a handoff. Mitchell's brought down the backfield for a loss of 4. That'll bring up 2nd and 14 from the 21-yard line. As the Rams will hopefully just let the clock roll out for the end of the third quarter. That's what they'll do. We have reached the end of 3. The Triad Knights 28, the Mount Vernon Rams 12. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Sometimes life goes by so quickly we don't stop and reflect on how important friendships are in our lives. At Community First Bank, we believe that creating relationships and friendships helps us in becoming the type of bank you need. Whether you're looking for personal banking needs for your farm operation, or to assist with your business needs, Community First is ready to help you. Stop by and let us help you, just like friends do. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Jeff Schmidt. You know where to go to see the hard-to-find Chevrolet Equinox. Schmidt Chevrolet Mount Vernon. Equinox has been the Consumer Digest Best Buy for 2 years in a row. It's the most efficient crossover on the road and gets 32 miles per gallon highway. Equinox is a top safety pick, which is important for you and your family. The Equinox is one of the hottest sellers of Schmidt, and we'll find the one that's just right for you. Come see us. Our professional sales staff can't wait to speak to you. Nobody will treat you better than Schmidt Chevrolet Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Back to Rams football, powered by Banterra Bank.
Here we are, WMIX 94 Sports Mobile Studios, live from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium with video on mywithersradio.com. Glad to be with you on AM 940. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside as we prepare for fourth quarter action. The Mount Vernon Rams trailing the Triad Knights 28-12. And let's see where the Rams go here. Nobody split. Everybody down in this wing set, and it's going to be Reeves rolling to the near side. Has it picked off by number 41 for Triad, Gavin Durham. He's trying to make a break for it on the near side. Got a block, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Triad. Flag on the play, however.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
The flag distracted me after the interception.
They made it back to the Ram 20. But we'll see what the flag is. If it's blocking it back on the return, that's what it is. We'll move it back 10, and Triad will start on their own 30 instead of their own 20.
Just what you did not want to see happen. Up 16, and a score here would be the final nail. Hate to say.
I won't say that.
I will. I did.
Good.
I know what you're thinking, and I was going to mess with you during the break.
Absolutely
But we had other things come up.
Absolutely not.
28-12. Still plenty of reason to stay tuned, as of course we will have your Heartland Accounting final stats, and hopefully what you hope for now is something for the Rams to surprise you. They had some great plays of momentum that got them started early in the ballgame, like the Dominique Gardner picked off quick pitch They rushed in for a touchdown. And that young sophomore, if you can get that kind of play out of him for the next two seasons plus the remainder of this one, you have to like what you're going to get of that young man if he can stay healthy. 11:48 to go in the fourth on the turnover. Ram interception. Kane for Triad under center here. Ball is on the Ram 36. Are they going to go option or option or option? And this is a handoff this time to Cazador. I thought number 5.
Yep, that's who it was.
Either way, a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
20 plays of offense for Triad in this second half. Mount Vernon has 6.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's going to wear a defense down and get you a lot of wins doing that.
So Cosador picks up the carry on that one. First time we've seen his number dialed tonight. Just a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 35. Triad looking to strike. Kane is under center. Keeps it himself, goes left, then cuts back between the hashes to about the 25-yard line. So he'll get 9. We'll see where the chains are.
Should be... Really? Can't believe it's not a first down.
Josh Brinson's name called again defensively.
He's got to be a candidate player of the game. I mean, you got a guy that's tackling everything in a white jersey out there.
He's definitely getting around out there. Number 93, Josh Brinson. And unfortunately, you don't hear a lot of the defense's name rung up a lot.
Yeah.
I'll try to do a better job of that. 28-12 the score. Triad on top, threatening again. Just out of the red zone. It's 25 in Ram territory. It's a 1st and 10 situation with Kane under center. And he'll keep it again. Goes left, cuts back to his right. Making some waves at about the 15, down to about the 12. If I'm seeing it right.
Yeah, and it's pretty well running downhill at this point.
Rams are just tired, and I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. It's a depth thing right now. You have so many guys that are out with bumps and scrapes and injuries, and the Anthony Moore injury before the season ever started, that hurt pretty badly.
And you're talking about this level, you need bodies. You need to shuffle people in and out. In this Class 4A, 5A football, you got to have people.
1st and 10 from the 14 for the Knights. Kane, who's managed to keep it himself a couple of times, will keep it himself again. Missed a tackle. Did the Rams. Had a chance to bring him down at about the 15 for a loss of 1. Instead, he shimmies to the 10. It'll be a gain of 4. Brings up 2nd and 6 as we hit the 10-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Rams football presented by Banterra Bank. Don't get a flag in an embarrassing situation. Make sure you've opted in your debit card for overdraft purchases. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC.
Kane with 16 carries.
Well, that's the night that the lights went out in Highland. Apparently they had a 20-minute delay because of lights. I feel their pain. Kane didn't get much out of it. Thought Kane kept it himself. Wow, running clock in the loo.
I just got that text as well. Impressive.
That is very impressive.
Carbondale racks up 45 points so far on Waterloo. Probably won't be many more as the clock will be continuous, as Waterloo came into that game with a 2-0 record.
So 3rd and 5 from the 9. Kane under center. Kane, the option man, is going to hand off Medved. Looking to break to the outside near. Does not. Thought the ball broke the plane inside the pylon before he went out. They're going to break at the 1. Apparently, not worth it. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
It's not worth it, really. I know what you're thinking.
Apparently, they don't know what the pylon's for. Yeah. It happens. So it is 1st and goal from the 1 for Triad, looking to make it at least 34, 35 to 12, depending on what they would do.
Yeah. Man, it's been a tough second half. We tried to dominate it out of the halftime. I mean, you go back to the onside kick, Chris. If that ball goes to Mount Vernon, maybe the complexion of the second half's different.
I think the complexion is a lot clearer. 1st and goal. Will Kane dial his own number? No, he won't. He'll go to Stein, and Stein runs right up the middle for a touchdown. 34-12, Triad on top.
And it's been all Triad in the second half.
Did you get that orphan update?
Getting there.
What do you have?
Nothing yet.
Oh, gotcha.
You're faster than I am.
I am.
That's why I haven't got it.
Orphans lead Highland 40-10.
It was 16-3 at one point.
40-10.
Amazing.
Of course, Carbondale led the Lou pretty good there.
Yeah.
Was it 45-0?
45-0. That's in the third, 45-10.
Yeah. Kick is up, and it's good for Triad on the point after. So they have 5 touchdowns, 5 of 5 on the PAT. And with 8:42 remaining, things are that much bleaker for the Mount Vernon Rams. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, safe. Our security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Plenty more Tony Wilt scoreboard updates coming throughout the broadcast as things start to pile in from more places.
Yep. Triad piling points up here in the second half.
Yeehaw.
But again, 3 weeks in, nobody's going to feel sorry for you, unfortunately, and you got to come out and play.
8:42 left to go here in the fourth. Still a decent crowd that's stuck around to watch this one.
Carmi hitting the big points tonight on the road. Leading Chester in another extended scoreboard update, 47-13. Wow. The Black Diamond this year.
I don't get it.
I mean, when you win, you win. It's 20 or more every game you win. And you look tonight, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5, 3 of the 5 teams I have scores on are up in those 20s.
And here we go. For the Rams, bringing up Travis Mitchell, stuffed at about the 24. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 8:35 mark. My question for you is,
yes,
how hilarious would it be if everybody went 5-5? That's possible. Because you still have an even number of wins and losses.
Carmi's 3-0, or they're going to be 3-0 after tonight. It's going to be tough to knock them off.
Carmi's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Kurt Simon is often sold a little short sometimes.
Well, he did a good job at Centralia and done a wonderful job here at Carmi. Of course, he's the guy that's coached Carmi at 4A, 3A, and 2A playoff games.
Right.
So, he's looking at 3-0. Your other undefeated team, Fairfield, was trailing a half at home to Vienna, 22-14. I was a year off on Vienna, kind of like our friend with Houston Texans. But every week, Black Diamond's tough.
8:35 to go here as Reeves on 1st and 10 rolls to the near side, trying to connect with Badger, is at his feet, had some trouble catching up with it. There is a penalty in the backfield.
That's not
offensive
good. That's
backfield.
Usually near holding, or I don't think it'd be roughing the passer.
Stranger things have happened, so we shall see.
And where it's at, it's going to be a big penalty if it's a hold, illegal formation. So personal foul. Roughing the passer against. They'll offset and we'll do it again. Interesting. Roughing the passer on Triad, a illegal formation on Mount Vernon. We'll offset and do it again. Kickball, redo.
Interesting. So 1st and 10 is what we have here from the 24-yard line, deep in Ram territory. 8:31 to go in the ball game. 35-12 the score. Triad on top. Looking to beat the Rams for just the 3rd time in series history. This series has been played in consecutive years. Well, almost. I think they played my senior year in 2000. I don't recall them playing the first 2 years of the Mings era. In 01 or 02. Under center is Reeves. Split to the left, Badger, man in motion. Derek Hunter. It's going to be a quick pitch to the right side. He'll break up the far hash. Gets about 10 on the play. Maybe 11. Might be 1st down yardage for Derek Hunter.
Great run. Got in there and took off and gone. And Derek Hunter did a great job of running the football in traffic. Did a good job. Don't know if it's a 1st down yet. Chains have not moved. And they are saying 1st down Mount Vernon. Ironically enough, that's the first down for Mount Vernon in the second half.
Tides have turned.
Yes.
We'll drop below the 8-minute mark here on this play. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball on the 34-yard line. Split left. They'll have Jacoby Marshall. And we'll have a whistle to blow things dead. An equipment issue. It's been taken care of. So 1st and 10 with Reeves under center from the 34. Couple of wing backs on this side with Lydell in motion. Quick pitch coming near side. He might be trapped in the backfield. Runs right into the arms of the defensive end, and he'll be brought back for a loss.
Not much running room tonight, Mr. Lydell. Just not much there to get in and run behind.
That'll bring him back to the 28, so it'll be 2nd and 16 to go for the Rams here. Yikes.
And now a penalty. Now what do we have? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Triad. That'll be 15 more.
Well, they were kind of jawing at each other, so I wondered if that might come into play.
Post-Labor Day pleasantries exchanged, I'm sure.
Of course, our scoreboard updates tonight, and we have had a bazillion of them, are presented by Tony Wilton State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, call Tony Wilt, your local State Farm agent. You can find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or at the corner of 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, don't be shy. Stop in. He'd love to meet with you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So it's 2nd and 1 for the Rams here after the 15-yard penalization on the Knights. Reeves is going to roll near side, looking to pass. A man on his tail throws out of bounds. The intended receiver, Leonte Badgers. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 on the incomplete pass. 7:23 to go as the clock stops here in the 4th.
As we move along.
Plenty of scoreboard updates. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports.
Yep. Facebook tonight. We'll have finals and more updates. And a tough road to hoe. You got at Althoff next week, week 4. Home against Marion, week 5. Home against Carbondale, week 6.
Once you hit the conference schedule, it's about as tough as it's going to get.
Tough as it's going to get. At Cahokia, at Centralia.
Reeves under center on 3rd and 1. 7:23 mark of the 4th. Rams down quite a bit. Handoff to Williamson. Williamson comes up the near side, has 1st down yardage and more as he crossed the 45 and route to the 48. Gain of 5 brings up 1st and 10. So Jacob Williamson gets in on the action. Had a pretty good carry there. Brought his hard hat to work and was able to make a 1st down happen as the chains move. 7:17 to play. 4th quarter action. The Rams down 23. 35-12. You made a good point on Twitter this week at 94 Sports.
Yes.
That after tonight, we are a third of the way through the regular football season.
You get so excited about it being here, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah. And then you're into basketball season.
Yep.
Which goes quick but lasts forever at the same time. In a good way. 1st and 10 is the scenario from the 47. Reeves rolls back on a turnaround, finds Badger just out of his reach. Had to turn around to get it as he overran it. Dropped at about the 30. He would have made a significant run.
Yeah, and it was thrown just behind him, and that was the problem, and he had to turn around and get it. And once you start turning around like that and your feet start stomping around, it's tough for receivers and outfielders to make catches.
6:48 to play here in the 4th. Rams with the football, 2nd and 10 from their own 47. Man in motion is Mitchell. They'll hand off to Williamson, and he's going to chunk out some yardage to about midfield for a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And, you know, the Carbondale-Waterloo scores, I looked through the scores, that's a surprise to me, and the distance between. But other than that, the other surprise at night to me so far is that Vienna-Fairfield score, end of 3, tied at 22 apiece. That's the other one that's kind of interesting to me.
35-12 is the score here. In Mount Vernon, Triad on top. 6:10 to play. Reeves is under center. Who's he going to go with? And we will have not a delay of game because the play clock is at 3. We'll have a timeout. This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. The 2012 Fusion Hybrid, up to 41 miles per gallon highway. Talk about value. Ford Square speaks it.
Well, they have throwback jerseys. I didn't know.
Do I?
Throwback jerseys, throwback cars.
Yeah.
You know.
Throwback cans even on your favorite soft drink. Oh, wow. What an evening here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, and you kind of keep hoping that things are just going to kind of twist and turn back to the Rams' favor, but just hasn't happened yet this season.
And again, it's like we talked in the first half. It's a case of, what could happen next. And you look at this game, Chris, and you're thinking, okay, what went on in this ball game, and Mount Vernon falls behind or gets ahead 6-0, intercept the pitch in the end zone, get up 6-0. Ensuing kickoff, Medved goes 95 yards, 7-6 Triad. Mount Vernon comes back, scores 12-7, and then you have Triad pinned down deep in their territory, and Kane busts loose 14-12. You go into half, you feel pretty good. You get the onside kick, you think you have it. Referees change their mind, and from then on, it's been all Triad, and Mount Vernon has been able to muster very little against Triad here in the second half.
And you're always glad that the officials try so hard to get it right, but it's so demoralizing after you think it's gone your way. Under center is Reeves, split left and right. Marshall right, left is Badger, man in the slot. It's a quick pass to Badger. They connected about the 45. Shakes a tackle down to the 40. And finally pulled down at about the 37-yard line. So that's a 13-yard pass for a first down. The Rams will move the chain, stop the clock briefly at 5:57.
Badger with 4 catches on the evening right now. That's 40 yards, 39 yards, I should say. 4 catches, 39 yards.
Banterra cell phone banking. You can check your accounts online right from midfield. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. 5:50 to play in the fourth. It's 35-12 Triad. Double wing set with a tailback, and it's going to be a pass. It's a fade route towards the sideline, pulled in out of bounds. Great catch by Leonte Badger, but good call by the officials. Both feet were out of bounds.
High school football, as in college, you have to have a catch and only 1 foot in bounds, and Badger had neither.
Had a good catch, just not the foot in bounds. 35-12 the score, which I guess negates it from being a catch, so therefore you are right when you say neither. 5:38 again on the clock. 23-point disadvantage for the Rams. 2nd and 10 from the Triad 38. Because your thumbs have got to be tired over there.
Nah, we're in mid-season form.
Here we go with Reeves under center. Split right. Marshall is going to be a handoff to Lydell, as Lydell is tripped up trying to break to the outside from the left. Pulled down shy of the 30, so maybe about a 7-yard gain at the 31. 3rd and 3. And the clock will continue to roll. It'll roll below the 5-minute mark here.
Tough way to 0-3. You think about week 1, you lose by 4. Week 2, you lose by 3. Week 3, you play half a game, down 2, and it's been all Triad. I mean, just so close in the grand scheme of things.
Man in motion, Lydell. Reeves is going to roll to the near side. Has a man running a flag route. Reeves going to have to keep it himself. 25 out of bounds at about the 23. And he is hit out of bounds. So that could be 15 on top of top of the 8.
Whoever that is, if I'm someone on the Triad staff over there, I'm grabbing whoever that was. You're up by so many. You're going to come talk to me, and you're going to stand over here by the sideline. We're going to discuss the situation. You're up by so many. You don't need to give Mount Vernon more yardage, give them a touchdown, and then they have an onside kick and something crazy happens. Let the sleeping dog lie. They're down 2 or 3 touchdowns. Don't give them anything to be fired up about.
Right. Did he pick the flag up? There they go.
Yeah.
So that was a great run by Reeves, and he's knocked silly out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10. Rams should be inside the 15, just inside. So well inside the 15, they're about the 10. So it's 1st and 10 for the Rams, just outside the 10-yard line, so it's not 1st and goal.
You had it right.
I thought I was right the first time.
You were.
And Reeves back to pass, going for a fade. Badger has 1 foot in. Oh! They waved out of bounds. Looked like he had 1 foot in.
I tell you what, I'm
not so sure about that.
I don't know if that's just one of those things. The brain wasn't working. He thought he had to have both feet. Because I thought he had to catch him one.
What'd you see online, folks? Tweet us at 94 Sports. Let us know on our Facebook wall, WMIX Sports. What do you think? What did you think you saw? Did you see a foot in bounds? For those of you watching online, 35-12. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Thought the Rams had a touchdown with 1 foot in. Man in motion, Lydell. It's a handoff to Williamson. Promptly brought down after a gain of 1. So it'll be 3rd and goal. 3rd and 10, rather, from the 3rd and 8 from the 8. Woof. Ah.
Moral victory, get a touchdown here, give you something to build off of next week.
Rams got to get it figured out. 4:10 to play in the 4th. Reeves under center on 3rd and 9 from the 9. Can get a first down without scoring, although it'd be tough. And it's going to be a quick pass to Badger. Has to come back to get it again at about the 3. It's a gain of 6 to bring up 4th and 3 from the 3. But not 4th and goal.
20 pass attempts tonight for Clayton Reeves.
Connected on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of 20. Favorite target, Leona Badger. 5 catches.
It's really not bad.
46 yards for Badger. 5 catches, 46 yards.
Fantasy football, like if you have point PPR.
Timeout,
pretty good
Mount
receiver
Vernon.
to have. So the Rams burn a timeout at the 3:30 mark here in the 4th quarter. 35-12 still the score. This timeout's presented by Ford Square King City Chrysler Center. You can count on us. Danny Czerwinski's alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. And here in a 35-12 ball game, obviously things seem like they move a little slower whenever it's not a continuous clock. And you obviously did not want to see a continuous clock at this point. But
no.
I mean, what would be going through the huddle right now? Down 23, knowing they have a chance to score, but they're at 4th down, so it's going to be tough. What do you say?
You get in there and you're building and you're doing things for the future, and it's one of those deals where you got to build some confidence up and tell your guys, hey, case up getting out here to score, take your chances. It could be 35-19 with 3 to go, and you get an onside kick, something crazy happens. You have to keep playing until they tell you to go home, and you have to keep playing hard because you got some younger kids that'll be back the next year as well.
There you have it. 3:30 to play in the 4th quarter. 4th and 3 from the 3. Again, the Rams don't have to score for a first down, but again, it'd be awfully tough. Which is practically going to have to be across the goal line. Reeves looks for a fade. Badger, he's there. Brought down in a hurry, but hangs on. Touchdown, Leonte Badger. And it's 35-18. So the Rams have something to build on there, and Leonte Badger has been a bright spot on this Ram offense.
Yeah, another catch, his 6th of the night, goes for a touchdown.
Just a shame that he's a senior. Or number 97 last year, 91 less than that now at number 6. Reels in the 3-yard touchdown completion with no time having elapsed off of the clock. So we wait the point after for the Rams here to try to make it 35-19 and try to make it just a little bit closer. And they actually will go for 2. Go figure. As soon as I would say that, it's going to be Reeves rolling to his right, looking to connect. Back of the end zone, it's tipped away, and there's a flag. Not sure what it is at this point, unless it's a hold.
No.
I didn't see any pass interference that I thought I saw.
I didn't see anything either.
All I can come up with is maybe a hold.
Let's see what the official with the white hat does. He's circling out there at the 10. Pass interference triad. Didn't see that.
I didn't see it at all. Jeff Crow just signaled it to me, but I did not see it whatsoever.
I didn't see anything. But we'll say okay.
He's watching through the camera, though. I happened to be looking at the field that time instead of my monitor, which with Jeff Crow's camera work, I might as well just watch my monitor.
Right.
Instead. In fact, I'm going to try that this time. So that'll give them a reprieve on the 2-point conversion. Reeves under center. Has Jacob Williamson in the backfield. And it's going to be a quick pitch near side. There it comes, Derek Hunter. He's in the end zone. And it's 35-20, so the Rams down 15, and you know they're going to onside.
Yeah. That's, you know, you got to do it. You play, like you mentioned a while ago, what was going on in the huddle. You play, Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You keep playing because you never know what can happen. You've seen stranger things happen. Pinkneyville came back last year at Sparta, down 10 with a minute and a half to go in the game. You have to keep playing just to see what goes on.
Whether retirement is years or months away, open a retirement account that fits your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC.
There's an 88-point game going on in the fourth quarter total.
Where?
Effingham leads Salem 49-39.
Yikes.
If you had the over in that one, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you are. I hope
you're proud of yourself.
Loaded up on a parlay. No idea what that even means. Just trying to sound like I do.
You did. You sounded very fluent.
Yeah. I've never done anything like that in my life.
Either.
I promise.
I have not done that either.
35-20 the score after the 3-yard touchdown pass to Leonte Badger. There was pass interference on the 2-point conversion attempt, so then the Rams dial up Derek Hunter, and he runs it right in. That's your difference thus far. 35-20. The Rams are going to onside via Zach Swinnen. Plenty coming up on your Bean Insurance postgame show, including the Community First Bank Player of the Game and the Heartland Accounting final stats. Plenty to talk about after this one. Onside, won't go far enough as it hits a Ram, but then bounces off a Knight. Nobody for the Rams there to get it. So Triad will have it just inside midfield, 1st and 10. And they're going to run some clock-killing plays. Rams only have the one timeout. So the onside kicks just have not been kind to the Rams this year.
That one there, Swinnen kicked it, and it only went about 3 or 4 yards, and the Mount Vernon player kicked it forward, so that won't work. And you can see Triad with some substitutions now. Josh Barber, a sophomore, will come in wearing number 7. Wouldn't expect him to do anything but run the football. They have not even attempted a pass tonight.
I will say it's one thing I preach about Triad is they don't try. They're classy. They don't try to run her up. Barber is under center, 1st and 10, actually on the 45, and drops the football.
Well, that will happen. Center
sure
quarterback exchange here. New person under center. That will happen.
Getting accustomed to where each other happen to be as far as the hands and the anatomy.
That one there looked like the quarterback was out first early. As that ball drops straight down, that's what usually happens.
Clock will roll below 3 minutes on this one. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, banking with local style. So Barber steps under center. A lot of the personnel remains the same along the line, just a different backfield. Cole Haggard, one of the running backs. It'll be a man in motion. Handoff goes straight up. And I thought it was to Jake Sauer, the junior fullback. It'll be a gain of about 3. Brings up 3rd and 7. So they're killing clock, Danny, but not killing the clock as rapidly as I thought they might. Getting to the line.
Right. I mean, at this point, game clock or the play clock should be starting. And it's not. As we move here, that was a late start, and we'll move on. But anyway, again, I'm like you. I thought Triad would be taking a little bit more time.
And now they are. Barber handed off, and it's going to be up the left side for number 48. Jake Sauer has one man left to beat at the goal line. Touchdown. And it is 41-20. They were obviously trying not to run up the score.
Yeah.
They ran it up left side, off tackle. And Jake Sauer, it took me longer to find his name than it did for him to run it in for a touchdown.
Well, it's just one of the cases. That was simply off tackle. There was nothing rub your nose in it or anything like that. It was just simple football off the left tackle, and Mount Vernon didn't touch him, and he goes 48 yards.
So Johnson City 2-1.
Holds on because Christopher Ziegler-Royalton was stopped at the JC 5-yard line on the final play of the game.
Of course, the Indians are beaten and battered.
Yes.
We do know that.
Mount Vernon and Johnson City similar, except in records. The injury bug biting both teams right now.
And here comes the point after for Triad. It's up and good. So it was a 43-yard touchdown run for Jake Sauer. PAT is good, and with 1:59 to go, it's 42-20. And the Knights are going to improve to 2-1 on the year. The Rams are going to fall to 0-3. And that trip to Triad just got that trip to Althoff, nay, Belleville East just got a little bit longer.
Yeah. It doesn't get any easier. You look at the schedule, and you go through the conference, and you turn around, you're playing Mount Carmel at home. It's not going to be any easier these next 6 weeks for these Mount Vernon Rams.
I meant to see what the Aces are doing tonight.
Haven't heard anything from anybody.
Not even the 8-1-2?
Nope.
I will find out from somebody. As we wait the kickoff here with 1:59 to play. Deep man Derek Hunter, of course, he stands about the 5 right down central. Here comes the booming kick towards the right side. Hunter picks it up about the 7. Comes up central between the hashes, looking to break to the near side. And it's pulled down shy of the 25 at about the 22. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams with about $1.52 to play with here in the 4th quarter. Of course, we'll have one last scoreboard update before, well, one last big scoreboard update before we head to the Bean Insurance postgame show at the end of regulation. Working on getting you that Mount Carmel score. They are against, I think, Princeton, Indiana tonight.
Be a tough game.
But Princeton,
Toyotas,
Tigers, I think. They love what you do for them. This. So the ball now goes. Somehow goes from the 22 to the 39 on what was a 17-yard penalty, apparently.
Yeah, that's new in the rule book.
There was a PF of the personal foul variety.
Yeah, another one.
So it's 1st and 10 now from the Ram 38 as they get bumped up a bit.
Triad has 4 personal foul penalties.
And a man offside.
That
was the right defensive end. Started just a little bit early. Went across the neutral zone. And now it'll be 1st and 5 for the Rams from the 43. Of course, the person I just texted for the Mount Carmel score, I think, is streaming video with their phone. So that is not a good person to text. We'll try to get that. It's going to be a quick pitch near side to Hunter. Pulled down with a flag on the play. Right now it'd be a loss of about 2, so we'll see what the call is. Interesting to see what happens now, Danny.
Yeah.
42-20 is the score here with 1:46 to play. And it's holding against the Rams, so it's 1st and 15, assuming it's accepted.
Triad, as you mentioned, will be at Waterloo next week. Waterloo 2-1. They'll go to host Jerseyville for going to Mascoutah, and then home games Highland, Bethalto, Althoff to end out the season. So Triad setting themselves up for a nice little run.
So that penalty will push the Rams back with 1:37 to play as the clock rolls. 1st and 15. Reeves is under center. Double wing set for the Rams. Split left Badger. On the right is Marshall. A lot of guys hurt for the Rams. Such a promising season as it looked. Reeves rolls. It's a shovel pass to Mitchell. That was about the 36. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd and 12. Very interesting.
And next week, as we talked about, Mount Vernon, Althoff, Marion, Cahokia. No word on Cahokia and Carnahan tonight, and of course Carbondale Centray. That could be a game that could take 3 or 4 hours, about 70 to 69.
And Reeves some trouble in the backfield, rolls to his right. Scoots out of bounds at about the 40, which is a gain of about 3, so it brings up 3rd and 8.
Got it. Mount Carmel won the night 57-14.
I got the same thing, but not who won, and I didn't want to assume.
Well, I guess. I will send another one. Fairfield has beat Vienna tonight 28-22, so they come back.
I think we got the same text from the 812. So, here we go. Rams football 3rd and 6 from the 42. Reeves back to pass, finds Badger at the 45. He sidesteps, gets down to about the 49. Should be a gain of 7, which would be a first down. He got out of bounds with 27.5 seconds left.
Mount Carmel beat Princeton.
Nice.
How about that?
Coworker 812. 27.5 ticks to go on the clock here. This one's all but over. Rams will have 4th and 1 as Badger did not get the necessary yardage. Reeves is under center. Split left Badger on the right, of course, Jacoby Marshall. Hunter was in motion. It's a handoff to Williamson. He's fighting for yardage. Doesn't look like he has it. Looks like a no gain. And if so, that'll be a turnover on downs, and it goes right back to Triad, who will just kneel her out and call it a good. Are we missing any scores?
Not really. I'm about wrapped up.
You have Modern Day Civic Memorial.
No.
I do. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Still waiting on a couple.
Triad will take the kneel and the turnover on downs, and we'll go ahead and do a scoreboard update. The final here is 42-20. The Rams fall to Triad, so they are 0-3 to start the season for the 2nd consecutive year. Let's see what else we can find. Why don't you go ahead and get started on a scoreboard update?
All right, I will start now. Process of helping our friends out. Final scores tonight. River to River teams. Benton beats Pinckneyville 14-12.
Wow.
DuQuoin beats Heron 25-15. Anna Jonesboro beats Massac County 48-7. Murfreesboro beats Sparta 50-0. Also tonight, it was Nashville beating West Frankfort 16-3, and then of course the non-conference game that was just mentioned, Mount Carmel beat Princeton, Indiana 57-14. Final tonight, Carbondale beat Waterloo 45-8. End of 3, Centralia leads Highland 40-10. Fourth quarter, last report, it was 28-14 Marion over Harrisburg. End of 3, Carmi was leading Chester 47-13. A final was Johnston City. Actually, we just got a final. It is Centralia beating Highland 40-18. And then Johnson City beat CZR 25-19. Fairfield beat Vienna 28-22. That's the finals that I have, and I'm sure Mo will roll in as we are on the post game.
What'd you say for AJ Massac?
AJ Massac was 48-7 AJ.
Of course, Modern Day leads Civic Memorial 38-13 in the 4th quarter. Our final, of course, 42-20. Triad wins their 2-1. The Rams fall to 3-0. We'll tell you all about it at the Bean Insurance postgame show. It's coming up next. This is Rams football on WMIX.
What happens when you add a new voice and more coaches' interviews to the Saturday Sports Show? You get 2 hours of talk you can't afford to miss. If you really want to stay up to date, you'll reserve a preset for AM 940 this Saturday, immediately following the 8 o'clock news. Beware, other sports shows are just talk. The new Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and MyWinnersRadio.com, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Hi, Roy Schmidt at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler. With a shortage of new cars and trucks, all the headlines in the automobile world have been saying good used cars and trucks are hard to find. Well, let me tell you that at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler, we currently have approximately 200 quality used vehicles ready for immediate delivery. We take real pride in having top-notch, clean, and ready-for-sale vehicles for you, our valued customer. We do a 30-point inspection on every vehicle we have and have always stayed with the policy that if there is a problem with a vehicle you purchase from Ford Square King City, we will make it right. We have no shortages of quality cars and trucks at Ford Square Mount Vernon and King City Chrysler. Come visit us today and see for yourself at 1501 and 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans Centralia campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. The Bean Insurance postgame show starts now.
And welcome back to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. The Mount Vernon Rams fall tonight 42-20 to the Triad Knights. Rams fall to 0-3 on the year as they start conference play next week at Altop. The Knights improved to 2-1. They start conference play next week at 2-1 Waterloo. So there you have it. That is your final tonight. We passed the bottom of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
The best Rams broadcast coverage is right here. AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Not much to tell you about here. A lot of penalties for the Knights, but they were able to circumvent even the fact that they only had 1 first down in the first half. Conversely, however, the Rams struggled offensively in the second half trying to get first downs. Finally came at it a little bit later, finally adding on a touchdown late. Of course, that will all come in your Heartland Accounting final stats. Bean Insurance is an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. Bean Insurance has multiple top insurance companies from which to choose with great rates for your family. Call Bean Insurance at 242-6017. That's 242-6017. We'll take a break, come back. Plenty more ahead on the Bean Insurance postgame show on WMIX.
Hello, this is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. As a Southern Illinois family-owned bank, we have stayed true to our roots by offering great products and services to the people in our community. With free checking, free online banking, and free debit cards, we are helping our customers save money while also providing the safety and security they expect from a community-focused bank. People's National Bank, proudly supporting Southern Illinois. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You still pay once per month to avoid fees.
Hey, are you thinking of starting your own business? Or maybe you already own your own business and have tax questions? Call Heartland Accounting today. At Heartland Accounting, we specialize in small business planning. Let us help you with your business bookkeeping, sales taxes, payroll taxes, or maybe just some solid business advice. Get started right, and let us help you make your business a success. Call Heartland Accounting of Mount Vernon today at 244-7077, or stop by 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
This is Rams football on WMIX, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to the Bean Insurance postgame show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. And chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discounts await at the Bean Insurance Agency, but you won't know how much you can save until you give them a call. Bean Insurance, 242-6017. That's 242-6017. Now let's take a look at the numbers presented by Heartland Accounting.
For the ball game, the unofficial official stats, or the official unofficial stats, I'd like to say. Mount Vernon had 12 first down to Triad's 11. Turnovers, Mount Vernon 4, Triad 3. Penalties, Mount Vernon only 4 for 25 yards, while Triad was 10 penalties for 120 yards. They had 85 of those yards and penalties in the second half. rushing department. Mount Vernon with 56 yards compared to 308 for Triad. The Rams had 150 yards passing to none because Triad never passed the ball. So Mount Vernon has 216 yards total in the game. Triad has 308 yards total. Jaron Lydell had 5 carries, 15 yards. That was the first half stat. Tyler Kane, 17 carries, 155 yards, and a touchdown for Triad to lead the way. Passing leaders, there was only one, Clayton Reeves, 11 of 22, 150 yards and 1 touchdown. Leonta Badger was his favorite target, 7 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown as Mount Vernon loses tonight, 42-20.
Those are your final stats presented by Heartland Accounting. Get started right and let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3300 Broadway, Suite 2B, your small business expert. Rams fall tonight, 42-20. They're 0-3 on the year. Second consecutive season with an 0-3 start. We have the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game coming up. But first, you want to catch on those final scores again, check us on Twitter at 94 Sports. We'll get them on Facebook as soon as we can. We're on Facebook at WMIX Sports. Of course, we'll get a full wrap-up of your scores tomorrow morning on Saturday Sports Show, 8:08 until 10 o'clock. We'll also talk to head coach Jared Shaner. That said, we need to send it to break. When we come back, the Com First Player of the Game, you won't want to miss it. This is Rams Football from Withers Broadcasting.
When it comes to bone and joint care, only one name should come to mind. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Your fellowship-trained physician's first priority is specialized orthopedic care, ranging from total joint replacement and spine surgery to shoulder surgery and sports medicine. Our surgeons provide a wide range of specialized treatments that are unparalleled anywhere in Southern Illinois. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon and St. Mary's Good Samaritans in campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Lately, we've been told that coming into Community First Bank is like stepping into a bank 20 years ago. Well, some of our larger competitors would probably be concerned. However, at Community First Bank, we are convinced that that may be the ultimate compliment. We believe service matters, and we all know service is delivered by people who care. Stop in and experience banking service like you remember. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. Time now for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And welcome back to the J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium 94 Sports Mobile Studios. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski is alongside. Time now for your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. Rams fall tonight 42-20 to Triad. 0-3 on the year. Start conference play next Friday night, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Right here on AM 940, online with video at mywithersradio.com. Danny, let's pick that player of the game.
There was a defender that stood out to me.
I think so.
That's the one I think that we have to go with at this point.
I think so.
Yeah.
Josh Brinson is your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. I don't recall a single defensive play where his name wasn't rung up over the public address system. So Josh Brinson, your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game, showing a little love for the defense tonight. Come start a banking relationship at Community First Bank. You won't be disappointed. Community First Bank, welcome back to Personal Banking with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. More Jefferson County locations than any other bank. That pretty well does it for us tonight. Our next broadcast is Monday night as we head to Belleville twice in a week. We have Lady Rams volleyball coming at you Monday night against Altop. You won't want to miss that right here on WMIX. Next football broadcast, as aforementioned, is at Belleville East as the Mount Vernon Rams travel to East to take on the Altop Crusaders. Again, Lindenwood Stadium under a remodel. Belleville East and Belleville West sharing their facilities with Altop. We're at East Friday night. Won't want to miss that. 6:40 pregame. Danny and myself will also have the video streaming with the best in the business, Jeff Crow. That does it for us here tonight. For Danny Czerwinski, for Jeff Crow, for Jesse Clark back in the studio, and for everyone at Withers Broadcasting, thank you for tuning in on your radio or online for Rams football. Final score tonight, 42-20. Rams fall again. I'm Chris Hugo. Good night from the 94 Sports Mobile Studios.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX and watching worldwide on mywithersradio.com. Rams football is powered by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Rams football is also sponsored by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar, Alan Wiggers, your shelter insurance agent, Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, Red Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu, and also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. Your home for news, talk, and sports. We are the legendary WMIX.